What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday night. Hopefully your week is starting off on the right track, and we know we're going to keep it on the right track here tonight on Wrestling with Reality. Welcome to the show. I'm John, and of course, joining me is my partner in crime, the man with the smoothest hands in the world. Let's just say that.
Smoothest hand? No, that's rewind.
No, I heard you've been practicing up and missing rewind, and you've been lotioning those hands and working on your massage skills.
What
you got going on over there? You've been taking that rewind in you and getting those hands ready for some massage.
Alfredo?
That's not rewind, okay? Only he doesn't do that. He's not an imposter. Okay?
I don't know. Alfredo had some pretty smooth hands, man.
Oh boy. What's up, Richie? How you doing, buddy?
Okay. I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to be here with you tonight and watching some wrestling and stuff. I got a lot going on in my life, so if you can't tell, I'm in a new studio. My new place that I'm in. So this is where we're taping from now. So
I like it.
It'll be a good time, though. I'm glad to be here with you guys.
We have a request to change the music. They want this.
I don't even hear music.
Hold on, it's coming.
Oh, okay.
They wanted Randy Orton's music.
Okay.
There it is. I'll even jazz it up a little bit for you and raise it up.
I miss the old Vampiro music we used to open up with.
We'll hit it on the next one. There you go. For all the ones that wanted the Orton music, who asked for it, there you go. We are there. We are there, my friend. Wow. What's going on, everybody? Jeremy's here. What's going on, Jeremy? Sean is here. Ring the bell. Let's get to the damn match. Bam!
Oh, yeah.
He wanted the Orton music, so we give it. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Rewind's in the house.
He's back. Taz is the GOAT. Are we trading massages, Richie?
I'm in. I missed you.
You need a new massage
table. Don't ever leave me like that
studio.
again, you motherfucker.
He says you need a massage table in your studio. Would you agree with that?
I'm going to put it like right here. Right here.
He's been practicing up rewind on his targets there. He's going to masseuse school. He's trying to learn all the good techniques and things like that, so he can have hands as good as him.
Oh yeah, dude.
There you go. So what's new in life, buddy?
Everything. Yeah. My world's been turned on its head, dude. So
well, we're here to help get your mind off of that and everybody else.
Oh, I know. I'm excited for it, dude. This is the highlight of my week.
It's a good escape from reality, no pun intended.
Yeah, reality.
Yeah, escape from reality.
I definitely had a reality check this week.
Sean says, I've been waiting to see this match. Yeah, it's going to be fun, guys. We're going to have a good time tonight.
I've never seen it.
Richie's never seen this one at all.
Yeah.
Rewind where you been, bro. I thought you disappeared. No, you got to get some stuff to do. You let us know last week, and just had to do a little reset and do a couple things and keep going on life and work hard and all that good stuff. And we're glad to see everybody here tonight. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have fun. We're watching Flair versus Funk, and it's going to be from the Clash of the Champions, 1989. Correction to last week. This didn't impact the results in any way, shape, or form, but we actually got one part of the trivia wrong, and it was the I Quit match and when it happened. So I think Jude was actually right on that one, and we were the ones that got that one wrong. So this Clash of the Champions is number 9, and it came from Troy, New York in 1989, November of 1989. And they had Terry Funk versus Ric Flair in an I Quit match. It had been set up earlier in the year, as we talked about last week, where Funk had pile-driven Flair. I believe it was after his match with Steamboat. And it set up this great match between these two. And, of course, Funk and Flair had one hell of a feud together. We never really talked too much, me and you, about Terry Funk. What do you think about the Funker?
I think Terry Funk was a legendary wrestler and stuff, but I'll tell you what, like, I don't see the appeal to the level that he gets of Flowers, you know? I think there's definitely been people that have made more impact that don't get enough. So, you know, it's not that I don't respect what he's done. I do.
You just got to see a little more of it.
Maybe it's because I didn't see his early stuff. I saw the crazy Terry Funk that was in the WCW hardcore division.
Yep.
You know, stuff like that. So, and when he was with Cactus Jack and shit, you know, so I didn't get to see his glory days. So maybe if I see that a little bit more, I'll change my opinion.
Yeah, it's I mean, I'm not gonna sit over here and tell you I'm the biggest Terry Funk fan in the world or anything like that, or I've seen all of his matches and followed every bit of it. But man, I always loved him when I watched him. The guy was awesome. He was always a treat. He was always a pro in the ring. He was a man's man. He was somebody that loved shit, man. He loved that business and loved doing it. And every time somebody told him to retire, he did, and he came back and he put on some freaking legendary matches up until the end. It was always the running joke: is Terry ever going to retire? But he's definitely acquired taste. It was always bizarre to me to see his stuff later on. You know, I mean, I know he did a little bit of hardcore stuff earlier in his life and was always very tough and shit. But man, when he did all those death matches in Japan, his matches, you know, all across with Onita and, you know, Foley and all the other ones that he's probably had over there. I mean, this guy was a fucking pioneer, man. And he was one of the guys that really brought that hardcore wrestling style to, you know, to America, to see that hardcore style. And he was the guy that put ECW on the map. He was, you know, anybody that ever watches, you know, that old documentary with Jake the Snake on it. I'm blanking on the name of it right now. I've seen it so many times. But
the Resurrection of Jake the Snake?
No. It's the one from
Beyond the Mat.
Beyond the Mat. I don't know why I blanked on that. Sorry, thank you. Beyond the Mat. And they show, you know, the respect they had at that first pay-per-view for Terry Funk. I mean, just a really awesome moment. I mean, he had a storied career everywhere that he went. And
you know what I realized, like, you know, in WWF in his time there, they always paired him with somebody to give them the rub. You know, it was never he had no problem doing it. Like when they did it with Too Cold Scorpio and stuff.
He was a pro.
I thought that was a cool time for them, and that was an underrated tag team in my opinion. I thought that was an awesome tag team that they did for a good while.
Terry Funk was he was a pro, man. He did whatever he had to do to put the business over and get other people over. And
world's worst moonsault. I'm going to say that. He's got
one of the world's worst moonsaults.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's middle-aged and crazy, and he gets up there and does it and does that moonsault. I mean, for a 60-year-old guy doing it, pretty amazing. So Terry Funk also had a great career in, you know, some Hollywood movies he was in. I remember him specifically in Roadhouse. What a movie that was. I loved him. He was one of the you know, the bad guys in Roadhouse, and always loved that movie. It's cheesy as hell. They just remade it with McGregor. I thought it was really good too. So yeah, I mean, Terry Funk passed away, I think, what was it, last year?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, God rest his soul, man.
Got quite a bit of his autographs and stuff like that. It's sad, dude.
Yeah, he's a hell of he was just a hell of a hand. So, all right, let's get some of the comments. Brandon the Ruiner, welcome, Brandon. Nice to see you. So, two legends in wrestling, Rick versus Terry. I knew Terry. He's from Amarillo. Wow, very cool, Brandon. Thanks for sharing that, man.
Yeah, I bet you was Odessa, man. That's right there. That's right near there.
Oh yeah, I bet you he was a cool ass dude to meet, Brandon. You know, Terry Funk
Yeah.
seems like one of those guys who's just a down to earth, salt of the earth guy, man. I bet you that was a cool experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Sean says you're in for a treat. Another fan of Roadhouse, Joey. Hey Joey, Terry
Hey,
Funk
Joey,
was in
what's up, buddy?
Roadhouse. He gets a pass with me. I agree. And is that the great Gorilla Monsoon that you have on your picture, Joey? I don't know. I
Yep,
think I see
yep,
that as Gorilla. I love it.
yep.
Sean Fuller said Flair went hardcore during the Funk feud. Yeah, that was one of the cool components. He kind of went up to his level to match that
You mean
intensity.
Flair actually changed his match around?
A little
What's
bit
up, Jude?
sometimes, yeah. That's
Hey,
how
buddy.
somebody can elevate you to a different level, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Jude is here. What's up, fellas? Jude, the dude, is here. Terry Funk is a legend, almost to the status of the GOAT Taz, but not quite there.
That's
He was
saying
very
something.
entertaining.
Saying that.
Chainsaw Charlie, yes. How could you forget
Yes.
Chainsaw Charlie coming out with
I mean,
pantyhose on his
they
head with a
shoulda-
chainsaw?
They should have continued on with that gimmick, dude.
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
I did too.
I thought it was hilarious. I think I might be Professor Wangland after last week, not Professor Jude this time. So after the beating we gave in WCW.
He's the WCW mark.
Yeah. I think I might be the professor of
WCW
WCW right now. So at least until the next run.
Yeah. Johnny the Brain Heenan.
There we go. Dude, what an icon that man was. And
Johnny the Brain Wangland.
Joked around, but saying that is an honor, sir. He's
there you go.
One of my all-time favorite overall workers in wrestling is Bobby the Brain Heenan. So love the Brain. Terry Funk's Memphis stuff was great. Never seen it, Joey. I'll have to check it out, man. I would love to check that out, my friend. With the oldest Funk just having a match, Terry might have one more match potentially from the grave. I know his brother was 85 and got in the ring or something.
He'll be the first skeleton that wrestles in a match.
With Terry Funk, it could happen, bro.
Yeah,
it could happen. I mean, his brother was 85 and just did a death match in Japan.
Isn't that insane?
Beyond insane. Beyond insane. Jude says, I'm actually in my Mustang on the way home. Very nice. Is it a classic or a new Mustang, Jude?
Guaranteed it's a new one. Guaranteed.
I think he might be a classic guy.
He's a classic guy, but I think
he might be a classic guy. I might be thinking it might be a good classic one. That's my maybe.
You're thinking it's a 67 or what?
Maybe
65?
Yeah, I'll go on a whim. I'll say late 60s model for Jude. He's the coolest cat dude, and he's a man, and he's a man's man. I think he's riding around in one of those antique Stangs. But if he's got a new one, it's just as cool to me. But I love the antiques too. So
hell yeah,
yeah. He was the go-to guy. I think it's what you're the get guy. Okay, gotcha. And let's see. There is a total of 6 Hall of Famers in this match. All right, I can't wait to see the 6 Hall of Famers. Is that because they have the panel, Sean? I think they used to have the WCW committee as the panel in case it went to a draw on time. Is that what you're talking about, Sean? I think that's what it was. John the Brain. Well, I like it. I like that one.
John the Brain.
I don't know if it's true, but all right. Terry Funk's funeral was back. Ric Flair, Mick Foley, Ted DiBiase were all there from, yeah.
Wow.
69. Look at that.
You were right.
And I swear to God, I did not know that he had a Mustang. Me and Jude have never had this conversation. I didn't know he had one. Dude. And he's got a 2011 GT as well.
I figured.
So, yeah.
Mustang love guys always have a couple Mustangs.
I knew he had a classic. Dude, I knew he had a classic Stang, and I bet you, I'd bet on it too that he probably put most of it together and did it himself.
Yep, it's just like me, man. I got 2 Sierras because I love them so much. So I get it. Once you like something, you fucking love it. I love driving a couch, and that's what those 2 trucks are like. So,
amen, amen. Well, let's get into some modern talk before we get into our roundtable. So what we'll do later is we're gonna have a roundtable. You can find this Clash in Peacock. You can find it on the internet, whatever you want to do. We're going to watch on Peacock, me and Richie. So we can't put it up on the screen, guys, because of copyright reasons. We will get flagged so damn fast, and it will get taken down immediately. And we will get another strike against us that I just got erased from the bullshit one from the hot dog competition crap from Netflix where we did nothing wrong.
That was so ridiculous.
Fuck you, Netflix. Just going to throw that out there.
Fuck you, whoever reported it.
Yeah. So literally, we did nothing wrong in that. So I'm very... we can't show it on the screen, guys. I'm sorry. So I will have the audio very lightly on in the background because you can do that. So I'll have it lightly on. But if you want to watch it, we'll give you the timestamp when we get to that point. So we'll let you know. Great car, Jude. The new Mustang SUV is garbage. Should never look. I like the look of it, actually, Jeremy. I think the new Mustang SUV is kind of cool. Have you seen them, Rich?
Yeah, I've seen them.
I like them. I think they're pretty cool. That's just me, though. John stopped stalking me. I put this thing together for my senior project with my dad. See, what did I tell you? I knew he put it together.
Damn.
Yep.
John's just reading Jude like a book, dude.
Well, what do I do for a living?
Yeah.
You know,
fair enough.
I think I'm a pretty good reader of people considering what I do for a living, you know, so it's,
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's not even just that. You just know Jude's a man's man that he did that.
Yeah.
That's why you knew Jude was driving a classic and he was putting that shit together with his pop. 100%. No doubt about it. He probably put everything together in it and just doesn't want to give everybody. He wants to say he took like one thing there just to say he did. He probably put the whole damn thing together in a weekend.
Yeah, right.
Oh, but we're going to get to the round table at the end. We're going to talk a little modern first. And wow, modern wise, did you watch Wrestle Dream this weekend?
I did not watch it. I know there was a big hysteria about Daniel Bryan, and is he really retired or is he coming back for, you know, some part of a storyline or something like that? I didn't watch it.
You didn't miss anything. You really didn't.
I didn't think so. It didn't sound like I did. You know, the comments and stuff that I was hearing about it, it didn't sound like it was that good.
I can't comment on the whole thing because I didn't watch the whole thing. I only was able to watch clips. I think that was the Oregon Ohio State game, and I was working and I had it on. I was watching it while I was working that night and everything like that. So when they went on breaks, I flipped over to Wrestle Dream because I was on the road for hours and I just wanted something good to play in the background. And the few matches I saw, I mean, that ending of that match, he blew a perfect opportunity to really put somebody over. You know, I'll say that. He blew a perfect opportunity to put somebody over. I'm a fan of Mox. You're a fan of Mox. We always have said that. You know, I think the world of him as a performer in a lot of ways. I think there's things he could do better, but anybody, you know, it's apples and oranges. He's a pro making millions. We're not. He knows what he's fucking doing. I like Mox. I do. And I have no idea why.
I like Mox too.
Yeah, I have no idea why, if you're going to put this guy over, you know, and it's supposed to be his last match as a full-time competitor. This is their out on it right here. They kept saying full-time competitor, the last out. Or if he loses, full-time competitor, he's done. You could have put somebody over that deserved it or needed it. That was a young guy by putting him over with Bryan. But you use an older, already established guy that's been a world champion over there 3 times already. I don't get it.
Exactly.
And then at the end...
I don't get it either.
Yeah, and then at the end, you know, you do that stupid bag shit again, where they're smothering the guy to death, like they did at the last show. You know, at the last.
Yeah, people shit on that like crazy too.
Dude, this is how dumb Tony Khan must be. All right, I want to throw this out here to you, and you tell me what you think after. This is how dumb he must be, and this guy's a fucking billionaire. Okay, I know his daddy had all the money, and he got a lot of.
Because you have money doesn't make you a smart man.
Absolutely, you know. Look at it like this. So Tony knows the last time he did this, people shit all over it badly. Yep. It was dumb. It didn't work. I know they've done it a couple times in history. It was never a smart thing to do. And here they go. And it's like they don't listen to anybody and they decide to just do it again. Right. And nobody gave a shit at the end about Wheeler Yuta. Yes, Brandon said Wheeler Yuta was the higher power. Yeah. Nobody gave a shit at the end whatsoever that Wheeler Yuta.
Shane McMahon in for that, dude.
Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah.
Wheeler Yuta.
Does it really shock you at this point?
No, not at all. It's like AEW is like 2 monkeys fucking a coconut, you know, to me, when they do things there. They just don't have an idea on what to do with anything. The low point should have been for him last week, and this is part of the news, that they do the Tuesday Night Champions thing, and they have to go against NXT. And here they are. They come out and they do it. And literally, they used to beat NXT a few years ago, and NXT had close to 900,000 viewers, and they were just barely, I think, over 350. I think it was 374,000, something like that.
Yeah, nobody's watching. Nobody's watching at all.
374,000 people, Richie, is telling you right there. Your audience just went down from the Wednesday Night Dynamite. Wednesday night's no different than Wednesday night's no different than Tuesday nights in the ratings. There's baseball games on every night. You got shit like that. This should not have impacted them that much by moving the day, for Christ's sakes. And here they go, and you're 300,000 people less than what you are the week before. And you get
Right.
absolutely trounced by 2.5 times from what NXT did. And then you put on that crappy pay-per-view with crappy endings and pretty much crappy matches during it. Did you see the ref spot with the one ref where they were going for the pin and the girl had her shoulder up and the ref just pushes her shoulder down so she can get pinned?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't watch an ounce of it because I wasn't excited for it. And to be honest with you, I don't know how people are paying for those pay-per-views.
Waste of time and money for
people.
How much
are they?
I don't know. I don't know.
Pay for it.
I'm not paying for it either. So, yeah. I'd rather watch the clips or little things here and there in a stream if you can get it. I'm not paying for that shit. And I wouldn't put it on if I didn't have anything better to do at that time. I was in between a game. Nobody credible for Bryan to put over. Yeah, who do they have to put him over? Who could they have made a star in there? That's the problem with them. There's people they could have made a star off of this by building them up over time, but instead they're not.
I would have liked to have seen Jay White do it.
He would have been a much better choice of a younger guy to maybe put over. I mean, there's so many more people, and it's no disrespect to Mox. Mox is awesome and everything like that, but for Christ's sakes, come on, man. This is your opportunity. And they're just going to come back to it, and it's just going to come back that he's going to say, well, I said full-time wrestler, didn't say wrestler. He's getting in the ring again soon. You know he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. I don't think Daniel Bryan's gone forever. I think he's the type of guy that can't stay away.
Hook doesn't really need it. He's going to be an 18-time world champion. Just give it time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Wait till overtime. I'm going to save AEW if TK listens to me. All right. Danielson, he did favors for the entire Shield. Last match on Raw, he lost to Rollins. Last match on SmackDown, he puts Roman over, puts Mox over on Sunday. Yeah, man. I mean, it shows you this guy ain't afraid to do it for people and elevate people.
Right.
That this isn't a guy that's going to balk back at you against it. This is a guy that loves the business. I'm not a Daniel Bryan fan. I'm not saying, or Bryan Danielson. I'm not a Bryan Danielson fan. I mean, he's a great worker and all, but there's just something about him I don't like. And he just rubs me the wrong way in a lot of ways. And I think he's just one of he reminds me of a Blue Falcon in the military, the guy that would rat everybody out.
He is. Yeah. Dude, I met him in person and he was not, it was right
like a
before
worm, like a weaselly fucking worm.
Right before he did that heel run. It was at the Royal Rumble that Shinsuke won. And he was a worm. Like you could totally tell he was that kind of guy. And I don't know, man. I've never been a fan of Daniel Bryan. Never got a good rub off of him, and don't like his style either. So
syringes, cinder blocks, and plastic bags. This is not wrestling. I agree. They did the syringe thing the month before with Swerve and all that. Like you said, cinder blocks, plastic bags. Come on. What's going on, AEW? I get Richie Taz was not on color, so what's the point? Yeah. I mean, let's send a message out to the leader of the FTW Nation, and he's recovering from knee replacement. So I hope Taz is feeling better.
We love you, Taz.
Yep. Survive if he lets you to the nurses. So AEW is losing to the new WWE, and they don't know how long this is going to take to buy him out. The people think because they got this new deal that it's going to be okay.
I don't think they would buy him out.
What would be the value?
Nothing.
Did you see Meltzer?
The library?
Okay, so did you see this with Meltzer in AEW? This fucking clown. I mean, this guy is a clown of epic proportions. Dave Meltzer. We've talked about it many times. What's up, Jason? No worries, man. Great to see you out. Meltzer was going on a tirade on Twitter last week. I saw the clips from it, and he was going on to basically say that AEW next year will be the second most profitable wrestling company in history, including WCW in all their years of being around, including the WWE from 2011 to 2017 and this other era. And he went on to name it.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, dude.
Where the fuck does he get this knowledge? All right.
Right up his nose.
Unless Tony's giving it to him directly and he's just buying this shit, it's got to be. He's got to be high to be saying this shit, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
There's no way.
It's ridiculous to even think that you're gonna tie the days of WCW when they beat Vince McMahon. You're a nut. You're a fucking nut.
Does anybody in the chat think there's any way possible that in 2025 AEW is going to be more profitable than WCW throughout its whole existence, even in their heyday when they made $165 million in the 90s in profit in 1 year? Is there any way that they're profitable in the second most in wrestling history, even more profitable than some of the WWE eras, according to Dave, as he put out? Come on, man. No way.
That's ridiculous. I don't even entertain that shit.
Yeah, Jeremy's saying no way. What do the rest of you guys think? Tell me in the chat if you think there's any possibility and why. I would love to hear if you think it. I want to hear your opinion. So no shit. What would be the point of buying a WWE buying out AEW? There is no point. They have a tiny library, that nobody's gonna give a shit about.
Nobody's gonna give a shit about it.
Yeah. You're not gonna get any more subscribers to your platform, because they
Except
were
your internet fucking darling fans.
Yeah, and they're just gonna be pissed at you because you bought them out. They're not coming. So it's not happening. He's hanging out with all those hookers on Van Buren Street, Richie.
Absolutely, dude. I agree.
What is Van Buren Street? Is that like a bad street out there?
Van Buren's where all the hookers hang out.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty funny.
What do you know that for, Jason? What do you know that for, you dog? I'm just teasing, man.
That's pretty damn funny.
AEW's already hyping their card in KC for December. They won't sell out the T-Mobile Center.
No. And if they do, they'll have to give like buy one, get 5 free.
Brandon says now the rumors that Shane's going in. Yeah, Brandon. I mean, we've been hearing that for a while. They did the whole picture.
Should have been the damn higher power. It would have made sense. It would have drew from Vince McMahon being the higher power in WWE. It would have been funny and a good moment.
But do you really think that Wheeler Yuta is really the higher power?
Who the fuck that is, dude. Like, I'm gonna be real. I don't even know who the hell that is.
I'm trying to describe him, and it's really hard because he's just so plain and vanilla to me. He's a good worker in the ring from what I've seen a few times, but there's a million good workers out there. I don't get the love for this guy. Like, if he's really that higher power from that gimmick, what a fucking letdown, That was like finding out that Vince wasn't really bringing somebody out to play God with him against Shawn Michaels, Like, you wanted to see something good at least come out of this or something funny. We got fucking Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah.
This is what we got. I mean, I really don't know if there was anything of value or substance at all on that Wrestle Dream. There
wasn't. There's no doubt about it. There was nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Marina Shafir as like this badass in Moxley's group is just the most stupid shit in the world too. This chick is the worst wrestler, female-wise, I've probably ever seen that's been in as long as she's been doing it. She's horrible. She can't have a match with anybody when I've seen her.
She's pretty bad.
Awful. Got where she was because she was Ronda Rousey's friend, Got where she was because of that. And she's the badass character, of the of this group. What do they have a name? Anybody? Have they named themselves now? Like this faction, or are they still?
I don't know, but John Moxley the first night dressed like Peter Griffin. Him and Claudio there, Castagnoli.
Yeah, at least he's rocking shaving his head now that he's going bald. Like, he rocked that shit out right at least. So
yeah, for sure.
Wheeler has a brother. 18 Wheeler. Guys.
God.
The card was okay, but they had a better PLE before. Brandon, one of the problems I think with AEW is they're trying too much to go on monthly rotations now to make that money. And I get it. You want to make the money and all that stuff. I don't think they shore up enough time to put the storylines together right. Khan's admitted he doesn't long-term book, that he books week for week. He's admitted it, And
it makes zero sense.
And that's why the show makes zero sense.
The stupid season thing that they have, they don't even follow it.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine, like, not booking something in advance and knowing where you're going to go with the storyline, that you're just basically flying by the fucking seat of your pants to get to
that's what he does.
Yeah. And it obviously
does week to week.
Yeah. And it obviously doesn't work, right? Because his ratings are in the shit. I mean, I know he got his deal. Great. Whatever. I still don't think that deal makes him
350,000 people. That raises some eyebrows with investors and stuff.
And I guarantee
350,000 people. That's like, I mean, even on WWE or WCW's worst day, they didn't hit 350,000.
Jason, if you're still in the chat here, here's a good question, because I know Jason had told us he runs a bunch of radio stations. Jason knows all about ad space. That's how you make money in radio. You have to sell ad space. Okay, so I asked this question to you and everybody else, and Jason too, from his expertise in radio. I know it's a little different than television. 350,000 people is not going to be drawing in advertisers to pay big money for your show. The only way the network's making money is, well, I guess they got a stock in it. As a rumor now that they might have stock in it, but that company ain't making money, so they're not getting any return on their investment. The only way to really draw revenue in is pay-per-views, PLEs, or advertising.
Right.
What advertisers are going to pay for that? With that low of numbers. Yeah, you might get a small one that's going to pay you pennies, but Are they going to sell big money on that? I don't see how. And when you aren't able to generate enough revenue, even if they have a contract, I guarantee you there's an out somewhere in there that they can break the contract.
Exactly.
It's got to be. So, what do you? All right, let's see. I don't buy the Blackpool Combat Club, the walking Hep C infection, Ronda's bland groupie, zero charisma Claudio, and an angry midget. No thanks. Great analogy, Joey. Good job, man. I like that one.
Clap.
Yeah, you get a good one for that. 5 years ago, AEW was the most watched wrestling show, but now it's a basket case show. Amen, Brandon. Great points tonight from everybody.
Very true.
Yeah,
it's very true.
We were watching it every week, and we were hyped about it, man. A lot of people were.
Yep.
It just turned people
especially
off.
when Sting came back.
It's Sting! AEW and the Jags are a disaster. Khan family is hemorrhaging money. Jeez. 350s.
Do you think that the Jaguars are actually profitable?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
NFL rights deals and the money they make from merch and rights deals with all these things and ticket sales. I don't know why, but I'm not saying they're an extremely profitable franchise in any way, but I'm saying I definitely think they generate a decent amount of money for them. I mean, he wouldn't have held on to the team for all that many years, if it wasn't generating money from them. I mean,
I would hope not.
Because, I mean, yeah, he's loaded and he's a billionaire a bunch of times over. Shad and Tony now, they're billionaires. But if they're hemorrhaging money that much, I mean, the investment that they probably put in that company was a couple $1 billion. They want to get their return on their investment. They know it takes a long time. I don't remember how long they've owned it for, though, but I would assume they make a little bit. I'm sure they're probably in the lower part of the NFL franchises that are, in regards to profit and revenue. But I think they're making money. What do you think?
I don't think they're making a dime. I think that this TV deal is going to be the most money that they see. And I don't think they're going to see half of it because of the problem that the Warner Brothers, that they're having with funds and stuff like that, and financial stuff. I think they're going to be bankrupt.
I don't know how they're going to get in this big significant revenue stream. I mean, look at Vince, man. Look at Vince. Vince was ready to shut down business in the 90s, Yeah. He was about done, man. He was hemorrhaging money, as they said. It got so bad there that they had to cut out.
He was doing better than they're doing.
Yeah. And he was hemorrhaging money some years and losing and not doing well. And they said it got so bad at certain points in the 90s that they took away water, in the dispensers in Titan Towers to save money, little shit like that. So
that's crazy.
And Vince was ready to shut down. And now he was not a billionaire at that time too. So, losing money was a lot to him, of course, at that point in time. And he developed it into a $1 billion empire in a short period of time after. But I can't see how they're going to continue doing this year after year if they're not going to make money. There's no point. Why are you doing it?
There's no point. 0 point. It's because he wants to be in the wrestling business.
Dude, he just wants his shiny toy more than anything in the entire world.
Absolutely.
He just wants his shiny toy more than anything. Well, WWE-wise, I haven't caught anything this last week, but highlights and stuff. And they're doing the whole stuff now with the Bloodline. They're trying to set up War Games and this Crown Jewel pay-per-view all at the same time. War Games is looking a little intriguing to me. I'm interested to see where it goes from there and maybe who they bring in this. I know Roman and Jay got laid out, or Jimmy got laid out this week, and people are talking maybe Jay comes over, maybe loses the belt to Braun Breaker already. I don't know. I want to see more from this, as we've talked about on the show many times. There's a great opportunity for WWE here, however they do it, whether it's a 4-man or 5-man team for the War Games. They have a great opportunity to do some really cool and special stuff with maybe some surprises to help out this team. But I don't know. I think they're going to come back, and I think we're going to see Brock Lesnar coming back soon. I think after all this time, he's finally going to make his return and insert himself here. I don't want to see Jey Uso in this. I know he probably will be, but I just don't think he needs to be in there. I like Jey as a singles guy, and I want to see him continue to grow his career as a singles guy. I know one night only, but I don't know. I'd leave him kind of out of this one and maybe bring in some other partners for them. But what do you think about this? Would you keep Jey in there, or would you bring in other people?
I would bring in other people. I would like to see Brock Lesnar get involved in this. I think it'd be a lot more entertaining, and it would be shocking, seeing him actually come back after everybody said he wouldn't be able to. So that's one thing. The other thing is, did you see Rikishi is trying to fight physically Vince Russo over the comments he made about...
Oh my God. I think it was Jeremy had sent it to us today, maybe somebody else, but What a fucking petty bunch of garbage that was with Rikishi. I mean, I'm not a Vince Russo guy, so I'm not supporting him or anything. I'm not here to be disrespectful in any
but
way
if
to
you have an
anybody.
opinion, you should be allowed to do it without people wanting to fight you over it. Like, you know,
That man gets more heat for anything he says than probably anybody else. I do feel his pain on that one, and you know, I can understand why he's a little angry, but I think he brings a lot of it on himself sometimes. But in this case, when Rikishi went off on him, man, Rikishi sounded like a jackass to me.
I think he did too.
He sounded like a bum, man. It's like, you're 60 years old, bro. You don't need to fight people, you know, like that.
No.
What the fuck? You know?
You can't even lift your legs, bro. Come on. There's no way. There's no way.
It's like, are you that sensitive of flower that you think nobody's going to criticize your kid? And he acted like the world owed Jay a favor. He's saying he's busted his tail for 17 years. Hey, dude, all right, we get it. You chose to be a wrestler. You're not a saint.
He's had a great career, and he's made a boatload of cash. So
17 years in the WWE, he's been there.
Yeah.
Made millions. Shut up, Rikishi. Seriously.
Right.
Wants to fight Russo. He'd kill him in about 10 seconds probably, though.
Yeah, he would, for sure.
He'd hit that fucking stink face on him. What'd you think of this stuff with Rikishi? What's your opinion?
I think he's a dope. I think that Rikishi's always had a chip on his shoulder with certain things, and you know, if you disagree with him, obviously that's the level he takes it to. So I think it's pretty childish.
I like this one here. Bring Brock back. Put him in a match with Jacob. Yeah,
I like that too.
That's why I think Brock should be a pivotal member. I've said it a bunch on the shows here in the past. We've discussed this topic before, but I think it's the way to go. The two dominant beasts, Brock and Jacob, going at it. Jacob gets put over, of course, to me, Jude. I agree with you, because think of what a win against Brock Lesnar will do to make him look like a monster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know he could benefit a lot from this. This is a guy that could really elevate him, I think. Would you put Jacob over Brock?
I don't think it would happen, but I would definitely do it. Yeah, I think it would be something that would be unexpected, and I think it would benefit Jacob Fatu and establishing him as a legit monster and a legit badass.
Rikishi can lift his legs to fart.
I don't even think he can do that anymore, man.
Derek, where you been, bro? What's going on, man?
Holy shit. What's up, dude?
In a couple weeks, man.
We got the return of Rewind, and we got the return of Derek.
I love this tonight. Welcome back, buddy. Sometimes I think Tony Khan offered Rikishi a backstage job if he could get Jay fired and signed AEW. You know, Joey, that's a good point, because he's been stirring a lot of shit up recently for Jay over there. Have you seen the stuff he's been doing to stir up stuff about not being impressed by their way they're booking him over there? Like, interesting. Haven't they always had a contentious relationship too, him and his kids?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Especially because of who they married and stuff like that. He wasn't, he didn't approve of it.
Interesting point, Joey. I'm not saying it is happening, but I definitely say, you can always have spies in places. And
could be a
like
possibility.
That. Anything can be. Baby Taz versus Fatu would be a fun match. I would give it to Fatu.
I love that he calls him Baby Taz. That shit's so funny.
He is. Brock wouldn't agree to that bullshit. You know how Brock is. You know, Jason, Brock likes his money the most, and I think if you offered him enough money, he would do anything.
Dude, I'll never forget when Brock Lesnar was in the UFC and his post-fight interview, he was like, I'm going to drink a Coors Light, not a Bud Light, because they don't pay me nothing.
That's how much you need to know about Brock Lesnar right there. He if you pay him enough money, he's doing anything for you. Mm-hmm. He doesn't give a shit. I mean, I'm sure he's got tens of millions now. The guy just wants to live out in a farm in Saskatchewan with nobody around him and no phones and internet and go hunting and butchering animals.
Right, exactly.
Maybe some golden showers over there too. I don't know. But
that's creepy as fuck.
It is. It'll be Roman and the Uso with Jacob Fatu on the same team. Okay. Where is he? Yeah, that is the question, Jason. They have not brought him back since the lawsuit stuff. He's has been MIA. He is back. He's back on it. They took him off, brought him back. So be Roman and the Usos with Jacob Fatu on the same team. Dude, Dana wringing his fucking neck for that shirt.
Yeah, he did. He did wring his neck for that shit. He pissed off Bud Light big time.
You can't piss off a sponsor that's paying that type of money, right?
Yeah, you cannot piss off Bud Light when it comes to the UFC.
Derek's going with the Brock return at the Rumble. I could see that too. Maybe taking out Jacob out of the Rumble match and setting up the WrestleMania match there too.
So I got a question for you. What do you think of the potential report of Dave Meltzer saying that The Rock's not going to show up to Mania?
The Rock already told him to shut the fuck up about it, man, basically. And it's like,
Oh,
what
did
do you?
he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He confronted the rumor.
huh. That's
Yeah.
good.
He confronted the rumor, and
Why would they have him come out at Bad Blood and do the,
yeah.
come on.
Like, do you really think they're not gonna book this guy in? He's all in over there, man. When Meltzer says stupid shit like that, this is a guy that has like a stock in it now. He's like what, the head of the board over there for TKO, or he's on the board, some shit like that. I mean, they're grooming this guy to do something big, man. He's got more money than he ever knows what to do with. Do you really think he's not going to be at the show of all shows on this angle that they've been building at that point for over 2+ years?
Right.
Come on. No. Fuck Dave Meltzer.
100%, I agree.
Is Dave Meltzer going crazy, or has he just been crazy, or is he just plain stupid?
I think he just throws shit at the wall and sees if it sticks now.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much up there. I heard he recently had to lower his subscription prices too, so that's kind of a telling sign, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, nobody wants to fucking pay for dog shit anymore.
Why would you when you can go on Reddit and there's me and Chris used to do it with the we used to do like a week in review where we'd go, or a month in review where you go back and look at an old month from a different year, and we would take all the stuff from Meltzer that he wrote in the Observer and we would break it down and we would go through it to see which was bullshit and which wasn't. And if you go back and look at these old archives, you'll see about
so bad for you guys. Holy shit.
It was actually fun, man. We used to have a lot of fun with it. It was actually a lot of fun. So
that's funny.
Yeah, it's fun to see how much Dave was wrong all the time. So they want to set up Roman. Yeah, definitely. They're going down there.
They have to.
Meltzer's another Ryback.
For real. Surprised he doesn't do fucking fast food videos and shit.
Rock Stone Cold 41.
I'd be in.
Would you?
Oh yeah, dude. Are you kidding? Rock and Stone Cold? I don't care if they're 80 fucking years old. Put them in the ring. I'm watching.
You know, I'm gonna go on a limb, and I think if they did that shit, I think they would still put on a classic with one another.
I do too. I think it'd be one of the most watched wrestling matches of all time as well.
It's a good idea, Sean. I kind of like that one actually. I know they're not going to probably do it, but it's a cool idea nonetheless.
No, but Stone Cold's been saying that it's out there in Vegas. It might be interested in getting involved. You never know.
From what I heard, they were the ones that actually dropped the ball on bringing him in this year. They had originally talked about it, like we had mentioned for WrestleMania, and said the Undertaker spot. It was originally talked about with him, but for whatever reason, he said he had said he was ready to go on it and do it, but for whatever reason, they pivoted and went with the Undertaker. And the Undertaker has told the story on his show that they literally told him the night before that they were going to have him do it, and come out and walk, tell him their plan. So he didn't know till the night before. So I wonder what happened with Stone Cold. Whether it was money, whether they forgot, whether it was something else, why he wasn't there this year. Because he would have been the perfect one. I mean, Undertaker was great, don't get me wrong, but I think Stone Cold would have been the perfect one.
I agree with you.
Ryback, a.k.a. Shaved Back. Rumble, I think it's going to be Rock and Cody. Probably, yeah.
Could be.
Do you think Rock gets involved in this War Games, or do you think they hold him out for a while?
I think that he'll come out. I don't think that he'll be in the match.
Yeah. Would it be a mistake, you think?
I don't think he's going to get involved or get in the ring or anything like that.
Do you think it would be a mistake if he got in the match?
100% mistake. Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think it would be a good move. I think it's kind of silly.
You don't want to overexpose The Rock because here's the thing: as great as he is and stuff like that, and he can still go. You don't want to overexpose him to show his weaknesses, that he's not, the people's champ, the great one of yesteryear. You want to save that shine. So, limited appearances as much as possible with him. And you got to protect him, too, because if he gets injured, man, the storyline's done.
That's the whole
thing.
He's
too valuable of an asset. There's no way that they're going to let him have multiple matches over and over again.
I mean, think about this. I think it was his last match before this one when he wrestled Cena. Didn't he tear his pectoral muscle or something in that match early in it? So he's not ring ready all the time. I mean, that's the hard part about Rock. If you put him in there in a singles, how well will he do in a singles, being out of singles matches for so
long? I don't want to see a triple threat match. I really don't.
I think they might go that way, even though I don't want them to, because I think it's a good way to protect The Rock a little bit, because I don't know he's great. Yeah, I think him and Austin would have the great chemistry, like we mentioned earlier, but overall, I don't think he hasn't had a singles match in ages that I remember. I don't think he would be able. Yeah, that was what would that have been, like 12 years ago?
12 years ago.
It's a long ass time. I mean, maybe he could get right in there. I mean, he's always looked good when he's got in there to me in these tag matches, and in that tag match, I thought he was a lot of fun. But they were smart to limit him in it.
Right.
Jude says, I think he costs him at the War Games Roman. It's a great idea to probably do it.
Could be.
Yeah.
I think he'll be called the Tribal Chief, though.
High Chief. I think he's going to go by the High Chief.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's going to go by the High Chief thing. So why do I feel like Stone Cold didn't want to share the spotlight with The Rock at 40? That's why Stone Cold did 38 in Texas, because he was the mega legend attraction. Good point. Well,
I don't know about that, though.
No, it's a
Those
good point.
two like each other enough to I don't know. I don't know about that.
They had a little bit of a history with one another, though, bro.
Yeah.
And let's be realistic. Austin is an ultimate mark for himself, too.
Yeah, he is. And he gets paranoid and shit, too.
Yeah. I mean, that whole stuff when he took his ball and went home all those years ago and stuff. So it could be, it could be. I wouldn't put it. Everybody's got an ego in some way, and these guys all have big egos. But
sure.
Joey says, expecting Stone Cold and getting the Taker at Mania is the equivalent of expecting Shane McMahon at Wrestle Dream and getting Rico. Did you see Rico came back?
Yeah, I did see that.
Rico Constantino, he looks the same, man. He's like
double A. I thought he was in like horrible health.
That's what I had heard years ago. He was in really bad health with things.
I heard that he was like dying or some shit.
Well, he looked great at this. They brought him in on as a joke in the Zero Hour and had him face off with Billy Gunn, like the Chuck and Billy days with Rico. I thought it was funny. Yeah. He looked great. Good to see Rico. I mean, Rico was always a fun character to me. The High Chief, like his grandpa. Yeah, I think he's going to claim that position as the High Chief. I think that's where he's going to kind of go with it for that. But I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where they go. They really don't have a ton of time right now because Crown Jewel's right around the corner, and then right after that, War Games will come. Short builds to these pay-per-views that they're doing. So let's see how they piece it all together and where they go with it.
Exactly.
That's the fun of it. Rico the Puco. Okay. Did you like that whole Billy and Chuck gimmick back in the day, or did you think it was as bad as I did?
No, I liked it. I thought it added some entertainment for sure. I mean, was it something that was serious and they were going to be the greatest tag team of all time? No, but it definitely was entertaining and funny. Especially
they did the best they could.
Wait, we're not gay.
Well, they did the best they could, and I think they did a pretty good job at it for that matter.
Yeah, they did.
I think they did a good job at it, but I wasn't like a big fan of it though. In any way, I thought it was kind of lame.
Or Billy and Chucky.
They really went all in though, because they had the matching outfits and the hair colors and dues. I mean, the inclusion of Rico made it even. That was kind of their version of those androgynous characters, like they did with Goldust in the '90s. And let's be realistic, it got them over too, and I think it really put them over to another level. They were on an extremely high-rated segment there for that wedding that everybody was looking to see what they were going to do. Right. And it, of course, with has Bischoff. That epic moment with Bischoff as he's the pastor in it and peels his mask off and 3-minute warning comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
The good old days. So let's go with Tamatanga, Loa, and Hikuleo versus Roman and Jimmy and Jay with Jacob and have The Rock turn on Roman at War Games. Interesting, Brandon.
It'll happen. It'll probably happen.
Let's see where it goes. It could be some interesting stuff they're going to do. I love Survivor Series. It's probably my third favorite pay-per-view that they do, or PLE. So
nice.
Rumble, Mania. I love Survivor Series. SummerSlam is always the lamest to me, of the big ones at least.
SummerSlam was actually decent this year.
It was decent, but I'm saying where I rank the top 4 pay-per-views, like the WWE's top 4, I go to me, the ones I like the most: Rumble, Mania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam. Where would you rank yours?
Sure. Well, obviously Mania is my favorite, and then probably Royal Rumble. I really liked the King of the Ring for a good long while, and Survivor Series was a good one. I miss Judgment Day. Judgment Day was always one of my favorites.
Judgment Day, yeah. They used to have some good in your houses. I think we did a show on this a few months back where, some of the old pay-per-views that we miss. There's so many you can go down that were just great ones. I still, as we always say, want to see some of these WCW ones come back, on the main roster. I want to see it on the big screen. Halloween Havoc. Give us that all day. I want to see a Starrcade. Bring Starrcade back.
Starrcade would be cool.
And I mean on the main roster, not NXT. That's what I want to see. That's me though.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way on that.
All right, guys. So we're going to get to the roundtable in just a minute. If you're listening to this on the radio, you got to come out and join us on our Facebook or our YouTube channel. It's Wrestling with Reality. Please come on over, give a follow to the page. If you're watching us now or checking it out, make sure you hit that like and subscribe on YouTube and follow it as well follow us as well on Facebook if you're not already doing that. And if you're listening on the radio on Saturday, this is why you get to come out and join us on Tuesday nights. We do this live. So tomorrow night's show on the radio, we're going to go over and do our roundtable for this, and you guys can hear it. But hey, if you come on out, you get to join us and have some fun with us each week and be a part of the crowd and jump on the stream with us and just have a good old time. So for our radio listeners on Saturday, we will see you tomorrow for the conclusion of this Terry Funk and Ric Flair I Quit match. For everybody else, stick around and we're going to continue. All right, Rich, let's get to it. Let me put the link out. Buddy. If anybody wants to come on and join us in the on the stream, I have a few spots that will allow. We're going to do a roundtable type thing. Putting the rules out for this really fast. You just got to make sure you got some good audio, please. No background noises that are going to disturb the stream in any way, and just have a good mic and good connection. We'd greatly appreciate that. And you got to watch along with us. So if you want to jump on the stream with us, you got to watch along with us because that's the purpose of a roundtable. Once again, we can't put it up on the screen, but we sure can keep the audio on a little bit. So you got to watch it on your own. If you want to watch it on your own, I can tell you one place to go. Clash of the Champions, number 9, season 2, episode 5 on Peacock is where we're going to kick it off. All right. So that's going to be the start of this Ric Flair, Terry Funk, iconic I Quit match. It's about 30 minutes long, I think, this match or so. So if you want to watch with us, you can watch on Peacock. You can watch on YouTube. You can watch wherever the heck you want. It's all good. And if you want to jump on with us on the stream, I put the links, and you can see it right in the chat on Facebook and on YouTube. So with that said, we're going to take a 5-minute break. Only a 5-minute break tonight because we're going to get right into this match, and then we're going to get right to everything. So we'll start hour number 2 and some overtime right after that. So don't go away, everybody. 5 minutes. We'll be back. Quick pee break for everybody. And when we come back, we're going to do the roundtable, and we're going to have a good time. So if you want to join us in the show, come on the stream with us. Click on that link. I already told you all the good stuff that we need to make sure that you got, and watch us along with us. So we'll be back in 5, guys. Anybody in the green room, I see you back there. So we'll be back in 5, and when we get back in 5, we'll start up our roundtable and some overtime. Sound good, Rich?
Sounds good, brother.
All right, everybody, don't leave. 5 minutes. We'll be back. We'll see you in a few, everybody. All right, we're back in action here, guys. All right, boom. All right, let's do a quick intro for radio episode 2 for Sunday, guys. Just bear with us on the intro real fast, and then we'll get right on into the roundtable, okay? You good to go, Rich?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go in 3, 2, and 1.
Such a good song.
All right, everybody, welcome to Wrestling with Reality. Hope you're having a great night. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to be watching the I Quit match, NWA Clash of the Champions, Ric Flair, Terry Funk. Richie's never seen it. I love this match. We're going to do a little roundtable action here in a minute with a couple of our great listeners of the show to come on in and join us and watch this match with us. I am John, and of course, joining me is my partner in crime, Mr. Richie Rich. Richie, you ready to watch some Flair tonight, my friend?
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm excited for it. I've never seen this match before. It seems like it's got a lot of good ratings and stuff online from people. I read a lot of comments about it, so I'm excited to see it.
Going to be a good time. Well, let's see who's going to join us on our roundtable tonight. Well, first off, we got Jude the Dude. What's going on?
Dude, as always, man.
What's up, fellas?
What's up,
Jude,
brother?
tell us about this Mustang really fast. What color? 1969 Mustang Mach 1?
Red and black. Red and black.
Oh,
Yeah, red and black. Put it back together. It was in just a frame, and put it back together from frame up, and yeah, I've been running it ever since.
Yeah. When I grow up, I want to be like Jude, Richie.
dude, me too.
You do not
for
want to
sure.
be like me. Yeah, you know.
Dude, you're a cool guy, man. You're just a man's man. Like when I think of a man's man, we always say it on the show. Everybody that watches the show and comes on and sees Jude just says the same exact thing. Jude is a man's man.
Yeah, for sure.
Jude's like
Tell you what.
He's like the father of Wrestling with Reality, keeping everybody with his wisdom and his knowledge and his man nature to him, and just being a man's man. William Regal had shit on you.
They got shit on me. I tell people all the time, you want to see if you can hang with me? Come hunting with me.
Oh boy,
Come hunting.
There you
with
go. I would love to do that.
I'll
3 miles in, 3 miles out.
yeah,
I love hunting.
Jude, I see another awesome deer you got last week, by the way, when you sent us
yeah.
a picture. Awesome deer you got. And I got to say, riding through your neck of the woods, I ride through 3 to 4 nights a week for my transporting job that I do. I go through your area. I've never seen so many fucking deer in my life and nearly hit so many as I did right out on Interstate 84 or I-81 in Pennsylvania. And your area literally almost cost me my car the other night because this damn buck ran right out in front of it, and I was lucky by about an inch to miss this thing.
I try to do my part, buddy. I try to do my part.
Fuck the tags. Go take out more so my car lasts.
We
and
should
doesn't
be
get
able to.
blindsided. Dude,
Oh,
if they let
I
Jude
hate
go
that
out,
we have to have tags. It's stupid.
dude, he works in a gun store, okay, too. So if anybody wants to think that Jude,
Yeah, he's living my best life.
Yeah.
Thanks,
he'd
Jude.
be sniping these things out for like 1,000 yards out. That's how Jude. He's like, all right, I'm gonna hit it with right in the eye tonight. That's how we're gonna take him out. Let's see your practice. I bet you took your boys out too all the time, right, Jude?
So no. My oldest boy, my oldest boy has very mild autism, and he is very sensitive.
Okay.
So he doesn't like hurting animals, killing animals, anything like that.
Gotcha.
My youngest boy, he would rather hunt deer on a computer. He's going to school for computer work.
Makes sense.
But no, my daughter's the one that goes hunting with me.
Very
There
nice.
you go.
How old's your
That's
daughter,
awesome.
Jude?
Addison is 24.
Wow.
She has my grandson. My grandson's actually upstairs. He's spending the night, so he's sleeping right now. But we got another one on the way.
Yep.
But yeah, my daughter, I took her out to the range here before hunting season last year, and she shoots better than I do.
Does she do the skinning too?
Oh yeah, she'll do everything.
God.
She won't gut them.
She won't got it?
Nope.
Why not?
I don't know.
Did she drink a cup of blood, Jude?
No. So what we do, we've always done this, is we do markings of the kill, and that's what we do, and that's out of the heart. So cut the heart in half and markings of the kill. Just respect for the animal.
All right.
So I'm all about the respect of the animal and taking care of that. We had some kids here years ago that shot some deer and didn't kill the animal, and then took a video of them doing it. Animal suffered, and but if I'd have found them,
yeah. Oh, for sure.
It'd been a different conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
But respect to the animal and everything like that, man. I'm all about that. So
Absolutely.
I've never been hunting, dude. I was never a hunter or anything like that.
We gotta go.
I shoot the bow and everything all the time, but I've never been hunting. And
we have
if I'm going hunting, I'm going with you.
We have a little over 200 acres in Bedford County, which is southern Pennsylvania. So, man, anytime you guys want to go hunting, you let me know.
Absolutely.
One day I'm picking up on that. All right, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to go one by one here. Everybody in the green room, I see you. I'm going to get to you one by one, I promise. So I'd like to give everybody a little time for a minute. Well, let's see. We got a new person joining us tonight. Joey. Joey, what's up, my man? Good to see you.
How's it going?
Dude.
Where are you from, brother?
Illinois.
Illinois. All
We're in
right.
Chicago right now for 2 years. So,
Nice.
Chicago?
yeah. So
Very nice. I'm a New Yorker, so I'll say this. You guys got amazing pizza too, brother.
Yeah.
we do. The pub style pizza is better than the deep dish, actually. So
There you go.
I'm actually a Texas transplant. So
Whereabouts in
go.
Texas?
Houston. So
Beautiful. My son just moved up from Killeen.
oh really?
I
Yeah,
used to live
yeah.
in Odessa, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it in Texas. My girlfriend convinced me to move up here, so I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. So
Yeah, man. Well, welcome to the show, man. We're glad you found us tonight and are joining us for this this great chat and watch along that we're going to do here in a few minutes. And let me ask you quickly first, because this is our first time getting a chance to know you. Who's your favorite wrestler of all time? Who's somebody you love, man?
Coco Beware.
Oh, the Birdman.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
First house show I ever went to, he was the opening match. So
Damn.
yeah.
Damn, I've never heard Coco Beware be somebody's favorite before. That's awesome.
I love it.
My favorite wrestler tried killing him.
Oh,
The Undertaker. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said he hurt his neck or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, the Survivor Series, right?
Yeah.
Very first tombstone was
Yeah.
Coco Beware. Yep.
Yeah.
His
Crazy.
storytelling about that too, guys, is hilarious because he's like, Coco was pissed about it afterwards and at me, and I'm like, sorry, man. What more do you want me to say? I didn't mean to do it, man. Like, he's like, he wanted to fight me and shit, and his partner had asked him, he's like, you think Coco could have handled you? He's, no. He's like, but I had respect for him. He's like, all I could say was, I'm sorry.
Right.
I fucked up. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that bad. So Coco Beware. I love that, man. That's great. It's interesting when we ask people, everybody's always got unique ones lately that we've been asking and have been joining us on the show and the stream. We have another gentleman, Joey, that's joined us. He's a legend of the show, of course. And his favorite is a very obscure one, too. This is how he kind of came about on the show. And he did not join us last week. He had some plans. And I know we're very excited. He's a very eccentric character, Joey, and a very amazing guy. He doesn't have any filter, and you don't have to have any filter. Anybody else?
He's got a segment on our show, buddy. He's got one called the Punishment Bowl, and it's something you got to appreciate.
We're all about just having fun. So everybody's going to join us, have a good time. You guys say what's on your mind, and this guy always says what's on his mind. That's the best of it. He's back, folks. The legend.
There he is.
Rewind.
Look at that shirt. What's up, Rewind?
What's going on?
He's got his AEW shirt on tonight.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know if you can see it. I'm all
Seen
fucked
win,
up. But
right?
What a guy. What a
Nice.
guy Rewind is.
everyone loves Taz, by the way. He's not obscure. He's everyone's favorite wrestler. You guys haven't learned that yet?
Well, he should be. He should be, that's for sure. The leader
The
of
only-
the FW Nation.
The only thing that doesn't like Taz is his knees.
Oh,
Oh.
Well, he's
That's
been carrying
too
those
soon.
big balls for 57 years. What do you expect? His knees are going to go out, dude. Come on, man.
damn.
He's been carrying
He was
companies on his
prepared.
back for 40 years, Jude. Do you
Yeah,
think his
that
knees
too.
aren't going to be blown out?
Rewind
Okay.
was prepared
Yeah.
for them jokes tonight, dude.
Jeez.
By the way, I watched last week's show. You guys didn't say anything about Taz's birthday, Bad Blood. People honored him. You got
Yeah.
Damien put the Taz mission, or no, Finn put the Taz mission on Damien. Rhea doing the suplex, all in honor of the Taz's birthday. You
We
guys
didn't
see-
realize because he actually got his arms up.
He's 57, dude. Come on, man.
We can't bring him up on the show in length if you're not here because we cannot
That's
pay
hilarious.
respect to your favorite if you're not here.
Everyone's favorite. Yeah.
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 I mean, you call
Everyone's
Hook
favorite.
the prince of the FTW family. We all know it's you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You called Brock Lesnar, baby.
Yeah.
What do you call Brock Lesnar? Baby Taz?
Yeah, it fits, right?
Yeah. Baby Taz.
Oh god. Sean says here, where's Blackjack? I don't know where Blackjack's at tonight, Sean. Hey guys, I'm here now. Rand, how's it going, dude? Good to see you again, Rand. Sean says, where on the radio can we hear you guys? Wow, Sean, we're in a lot of different radio stations throughout the U.S. So we're on in Atlanta. We're on, God, I'm fucking blanking on it right now. WDJY, I'm sorry, So WDJY 99.1 FM in Atlanta. We're also in San Francisco, in the Pacific Coast networks, New York City, and Fairfax, Washington, D.C., right outside there on some of the stations out there. We're a couple times a month on there, but our weekly slot that we do every single week is in Atlanta. But you can listen to it, even if it's not in it, if you don't live in Atlanta, Sean. So you just have to go to their website, wdjyfm.com. And every Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 10, that's our main station that we work with, but a bunch of other ones throughout the U.S. too. So Brandon says, my favorite wrestler is the Crusher from AWA or Jerry Blackwell. These are a couple names I've never heard too.
Those are obscure for sure.
Yeah.
I posted a Taz pick on the page. Yes, Sean. We got to have plenty of Taz picks. Taz pinned Brock Lesnar in a tag match on SmackDown with Spike and Dudley. Yeah. Dave Bautista. All right. Joey, do you watch modern wrestling or are you an old school fan?
I watch the modern stuff too. So
you an AEW, WWE guy, like it all? What's your flavor?
I watch WWE. I am staunchly anti AEW right now. Right. They have really dropped the ball lately. So I'm just
we can definitely agree with you on that.
I went to their July 3rd show in Chicago, and I was saying, they put on a good live show. I mean, it's just not TV friendly. I mean, because it's not TV friendly. But I guess back in September, I was given the choice by my girlfriend. She said, well, I want to do something on the weekend that I want to do. I said, well, All Out's that weekend. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, I'll just go to Dynamite a few days before and we'll do something that weekend. That Dynamite in Milwaukee, I walked out like an hour into it. Wow. It was terrible. So
it was
wow.
Yeah. That bad?
I couldn't do it, and just
holy shit.
Yeah, it was just it's all the same stuff, and it's just I don't know, until they get their act together, I'm checked out on AEW. So.
I've heard it's better to watch it if you put a bag over your head.
Yeah.
It's a going trend nowadays.
Actually, it is. I kind of stopped drinking too, so maybe gotcha. I wasn't drinking at the show, so it was like maybe that kind of
that'll help.
That made me walk out. Maybe I don't know. So
I'm not a drinker, so maybe that's my way. I'll like it. I don't drink barely ever. So if I'm gonna watch AEW, I'll just get shit faced, man. Maybe I'll enjoy it more, and maybe it'll make more sense to me sometimes. I guess I don't know.
But I did go to NXT's premiere for the CW like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks.
How was
ago.
that? That must have been great.
Yeah, that was a good show. I usually work a lot on Tuesday nights, and so I don't really get a chance to follow NXT as much, but it was pretty good. So a lot of surprises, and I kind of like the fact that they didn't really rely on the outside talents to like the Joe Hendrys and whatnot. They just let their own talent speak for itself. Aside from I think it was Trey Miguel that showed up that wrestled Wesley. Yeah, but other than that, Chicago, you can always find a wrestling show. So
always something going on in the big cities, right?
Yeah. So
Rewind. There's a question from the audience for you. Did you hook any women this week?
Not this week. Last week. There's a chick I've been on and off with for the past year and a half. I hit her up like 2 weeks ago. She's got a relationship. Saw a drive-in, not this Saturday, but last Saturday. Went back to her place, left at like 3:30, and then we're supposed to hook up. We're supposed to meet up, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So we'll see what happens.
And, you know what I love? How the audience loves to know about Rewind's dating and sex life more than anything. Like literally, like that's that's one of the first questions here tonight on the second hour here is about Rewind's dating life. I love this. It's tremendous.
Dude, we'll give you a break this week, Rewind, but you got to do a punishment bowl next week.
Yeah, one about my ex who's a sex worker. We'll do that one next week.
Oh, yes. This is going to be a good story. I cannot wait to hear this one. when I heard the story about your friend about Gimpy, that was enough for me. That was the best. And you're going to beat this one, I think, this time with hearing about the sex worker. Brandon says, I've been watching wrestling for 43 years. I've worked for WWE in 2004 to 2007. Interesting. What'd you do, Brandon? That's so cool, man. So I've been a big time fan for years. Met a lot of wrestlers in my life, man. Awesome to hear. What'd you do for WWE, bro? Love to hear what you did. Pop it in the chat. All right. Enough said. We've had some good talk and discussion. Let's get into it. Clash of the Champions, number 9, 1989, November 15th, from Troy, New York. Wow. Troy, New York, WCW, NWA. Doesn't really strike me as a hotbed for them. What about you guys?
No.
No.
I mean, just like, what are you doing in New York? It's like they did Bunkhouse Stampede there a year before, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. If a gimmick pay-per-view didn't match up for New York, and I'm a New Yorker, so I'm saying this right here, it's fucking Bunkhouse Stampede. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to Oklahoma for that one, or Texas, or somewhere in
Texas,
the South.
yeah.
I'm going to Bunkhouse Stampede in New York. All right, it ain't happening.
No.
Jeez. Stage Tech, Brandon said, man, cool stories, Brandon. Glad to hear that. What an awesome thing. Well, if you guys want to watch along with us, once again, Clash of the Champions, number 9, season 2, episode 5 on Peacock. Our start time is going to be on this for the timestamp. We'll start at 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 57 seconds is what we're going to do. Once again, I can't play the video on the stream. I'm sorry, guys. You gotta watch it for yourself. I will faintly put the in the background. I will faintly put the audio for this on, so you'll be able to kind of lightly hear it on my end. But if anybody else has it on, just try to have it in your earbuds or whatever. We can't get the backbeat from it. It's just or the backtrack, whatever the background noise that will come through it. So just try to have an earbud in if you're listening to it on your phone or other TV or whatever it might be, or just kind of keep it low if you could, please. And I'll try to put the audio on it for everybody, so that way everybody can hear. So you should be able to hear this in just a second. All right, we'll do it like that. All right, gentlemen on the stream, are you guys going to be watching with us right now?
You said 1 hour, 19 minutes?
And 57 seconds is where we'll start.
Gotcha.
Can we mute? Yeah, we'll mute if we need to, but we're going to talk over this, Sean. We're going to discuss it as we watch it, so we can't like mute it unless there's something we wanted to hear on maybe the audio, which I don't think there's going to be on this one. But we can if we get to a point where it's like if we really want to hear a promo, or I don't think they're giving any in this one, so we'll just leave that part out. They do have a little package I'll put up so you guys can hear on this a little bit too, for those who don't have it on. So everybody, you guys got it loaded up on the round table here?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. All right, so if you're watching with us in the crowd or later on, we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit that play button, son. Boy, look at that old setup.
That's crazy.
That is.
All right, in the yellow is Dave Meltzer, guys, right near the entranceway. Do you guys see him? You'll see Meltzer on the way out, guys, if you walk out. He has the best permed mullet going on right now in that building in Troy, New York at this moment. I'm just going to throw that out there. So this was called New York Knockout. I did not remember that.
Looks like a murder scene behind Flair.
Yeah, what's going on in that backdrop? Good point.
Like, am I watching Clash of Champions or Dexter?
Seriously. It's like he's just been slicing people's jugulars on their throats, and then they're just splurting all over the wall. Wow.
Jesus.
Boy, did he look like $1 million or whatever here, fellas.
Age has definitely not been friendly to Ric Flair, dude.
No.
Neither is the divorces.
Yeah.
No.
When you see him here, though, on a night, 1989, knowing, this is in the prime of his career, that he's at.
Mm-hmm.
You see this guy, and you can, to me, I've never been a big Flair guy, but this is why I can see why WCW booked him as their big star.
He was the
$1
guy.
million. Yeah.
Right. That when I think of somebody like wrestling gives you that, man, I want to be that guy. I wanted to be Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah.
Everything he had, that's the guy.
Limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling, dealing, kiss, stealing, son of a gun.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, Sean brings up a good point here. For those who don't know and don't see this gentleman, it's going to be coming out with him. It's Gary Hart is going to be Funk's manager here tonight. So,
Oh, really?
yeah. Look at this entrance for Terry coming out with the Cowboys. Love it.
How old was he here? 74, 75? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
He's
kidding.
like 76 or
81.
7, actually.
Like 45, I believe.
Yeah.
Crazy.
45, yeah.
He was almost 80 when he passed away in 2023. So he would have been in 89, if I'm doing my math right. About, what is that? 34 years younger than that. So he's 40 years old here, guys.
You'd never see a guy carrying a gun to the ring anymore either.
Nope.
No.
Look, I love the Texas garb he comes out in here, you know, with the rancher look and everything. Joey being a Texas guy, you know, this is kind of like that stereotypical look for Texas for what people would think back in this time. But
Yeah,
I think it's cool, man.
A little bit, yeah.
Would you agree with that? It's kind of like that stereotypical thing they think Texans wear around and shit.
Yeah.
He's got his spurs on.
With that branding iron.
Looks fun.
Yeah.
Looks fun.
Yeah.
Looks fun.
Rewind wants to brand people with that iron. He's just thinking of extra ideas for the punishment bowl.
No, I think he's thinking of extra ideas for his costume picks.
Both of them, actually, dude.
Right.
Flair's
Get
coming up
a brand
next.
of someone, you know? That'd be nice.
Do any of you guys know, was this taped live or was this on a replay back in 89? Do any of you guys know?
Don't know. I
think
don't
it was-
know if it
I
was.
think it was live. Yeah, because they would always go on live back then. So.
All right, here he comes. I love that crappy old school backdrop that they come out from right there with those really awful lights that look
Yeah,
so
blue
cheap.
lights.
Yeah,
The
I
Euro-
love it though. Oh, he's got the broads with him. Rewind.
Yeah. Right now they're probably my age too, like, you know, like I'm older.
You do think Linda McMahon is the most smoking hot babe in the world?
It's a dime piece, dude. Who wouldn't agree with that, dude? The most beautiful woman you've ever seen, dude. Doesn't look a day over 21. What? You agree, Jude?
I do not. I do not.
Oh, by the way, I like
Day
your
over 21.
when you were talking about me last week, Jude. Like, you gotta get right with a lot of weird shit.
Yep.
I can't wait to hear Jude's fucking version of the punishment bowl. That shit's gonna be funny.
Yeah, he's got some stories too.
Oh yeah,
I
he
got some
promised us
stories.
he was going to tell a story.
Yep. I got a couple.
Oh, okay. When we get done with this match, we'll have some fun talk. This show is not just about wrestling, everybody. It's not about wrestling, Joe. We talk about life and fun things, man. It's a guy's outlet to come on out and have a good time every week. Tuesday nights we're here always. The more the merrier. Glad so many new people have been coming out over the last few weeks too.
Yeah, it's been great.
He was not a true Texan, Brandon said. Born in Hammond, Indiana. Is acting like a real Texas boy in wrestling. Interesting fact. Thank you, Brandon.
It is interesting.
As of now, the 4 Hall of Famers are showing. Thank you, Sean. Yeah. Is Gary Hart one of them? Is that Terry Funk, Ric Flair, Gary Hart, and is it the referee? Sean? I'm not seeing who the referee is yet.
That's one of the coolest robes Ric Flair's ever worn.
Yeah, that's a nice one. He definitely went all out for his appearance, right?
Yeah, he did.
He said that there were so many robes that he had that he left in women's rooms and women's houses that he had no idea where he left them all at.
Wonder how
What a
many
guy.
of those are out there.
Boy, the audio on the WCW mic for this is terrible. You can't even hear what Terry's saying.
Right?
Sean, point the 4th one out to me. Who's the 4th Hall of Famer? Who is it? Point that out to me, please. I'm not seeing it yet.
Is it Tommy Young, the ref?
I don't think Tommy Young's in. I mean, I love Tommy Young as a ref. He was great, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, if you listen to Conrad Thompson, he's in the Barbarians Hall of Fame.
Oh, my God. Tommy Young!
Jesus.
Coming to get you. Those Barbarian stories, fucking with Tommy Young, always pop me. I love
Oh,
him.
Flair's back cyst was just a baby at this point.
I know, man. It takes up half his back in about 5 years or less. Look at Funk. flopping around. So he was a great seller.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
You know what? Some of the times that he would sell reminds me of Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Good comparison.
I was going to say interesting thing about the interview I had with Gary
Oh,
Hart.
yeah, Sean. Good pickup. Gordon Soley. How did I
Soley,
forget to
yeah.
not mention Gordon? Jeez.
But you're representing me, and I don't
It's a name we don't talk about enough here.
Oh, what chops.
One of the greatest announcers of all time.
Funk's chest will turn.
And was drunk almost all the time, too, as they've said.
Irish whip in. Big
That chop.
to the chest.
Ooh.
And Funk is down. Rolls to the outside.
Would any of you guys take a Flair chop if he was going to give you one?
In and
Yeah, why not?
Ooh.
No.
What about you, Joey?
No, probably not.
Yeah. Richie?
What, take a Flair chop?
Yeah.
The Undertaker said they weren't that hard. That he knew how to make the noise but didn't have any sting to it. So yeah,
Okay,
I'd probably
so-
take one.
Boy, Rewind has rubbed off on you. You become a masochist now.
I'm telling you, man.
Richie's like, yeah, fuck that chop. It ain't nothing. Get the branding iron. No, that might be a different story.
Jesus Christ.
Boy, this crowd is something. This is 1989 right here when I see this crowd. The mullets, the bright shirts, the hairdos, the mustaches. Wow. Who's a big Flair fan in here? Any of you guys a big Flair fan?
I can't stand the dude. I really can't.
I don't even
Really?
have Flair in the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. I don't even have him in my top 5. I
Me
don't.
neither.
So no for Richie, no for Jude.
I don't agree with Bret Hart on most things, but I do agree when he says Flair was just a routine guy. He did the same moves every night. I mean,
Same promos.
yep. So
Well, didn't Bischoff say he couldn't draw?
Yeah.
He said the same thing about Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Yeah.
too.
Right. I was gonna say that's not a really good comparison.
He was kind of right though about the time frame when he was saying he couldn't draw at that period of time because his time had kind of come and passed. He really didn't fit in with it, but Flair was a draw for sure in his time. So he was
gotta
selling
think about
everywhere out that wasn't WWE.
I was asked this question once before about Flair. Do you think Flair would be as big as he was without the 4 Horsemen?
Nope.
No
Nope.
way.
Nope.
It'd been a flash in the pan. He would have been a 16-time champion.
4 Horsemen made him special to me. You know,
Mhm.
that's my opinion. And he was great. I'm not saying he. Sean says Flair's the GOAT. All right. Yeah, the Double Cross Ranch, Brandon. You are right, man. The Double Cross Ranch. I love that name for a ranch. The Double Cross Ranch. Sean says, how wrong you guys are. He was the greatest wrestler in the NWA. You are a territories guy, though, Sean, so I know why you love Flair. I bet you saw Flair a million times, too. So, especially being a territories guy. Ooh, look at that nasty outside.
no, I
he's
just
rolled.
think he was the guy that you brought in to make your own stars look good.
Mhm.
They said that he would get like traded to different territories just to increase their attendance or increase their numbers or make somebody look good. That they'd bring him in solely for that because he was good at doing that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
He was the traveling champion.
And I also heard that he was only 16-time champion because nobody else wanted to go outside their own territory.
Yeah.
He was the only one willing to go outside to do all that traveling. So, I mean, kudos to him. I wouldn't want to do it. So,
Do you guys think he was just that addicted to the money, or it was just the lifestyle that he
The
loved the most
lifestyle.
about being on the road?
Lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely lifestyle.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he liked the attention. I mean,
Yeah.
He
if
bought the
you
hype.
read about his childhood, like he was, I guess, like a black market baby. And
Yeah.
given up for
Mhm.
adoption, he probably liked the attention. So,
Weren't his parents like rich doctors or something?
mhm.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Rand says Nature Boy Buddy Rogers versus Nature Boy Ric Flair is the match that I wish we got. Would get to clean up a show nowadays. Flair was a 22-time champ. Interesting. I didn't know that stat. Tell me about that, Sean. Why he's 22? Was there something not counted in there or anything like that, or something should have been counted? Hit me with that. I did not know that. Are you guys fans of I Quit matches? Do you guys like them?
Yeah,
Yeah, they have their
there's
place.
been some good ones.
I like the I Quit matches. The one match that I absolutely hate is the Last Man Standing match. Hate that match.
Least favorite matches as we're watching a gimmick match here. What's your least favorite gimmick match? Let me start with Richie. Richie, what's your least favorite gimmick match?
Least favorite gimmick match. I'm gonna have to go with the Inferno match because it always ends up being cheesy as shit.
All right. I'm gonna go with Joey next. Joey, what do you got? Your least favorite gimmick match?
The Iron Man match. There's only so much you can do in an hour. I mean, you're either going to the same spots or you're doing so many rest holds. You can't do much, or you can only do so much in an hour. So,
all right. Rewind. What's your least favorite gimmick match?
Like Judy on a pole match. That was lame. WCW. I don't know.
No, you're not a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match fan?
That's what it was, a forklift. Yeah. I don't know. They all have their place. Some are just hokey shit. You know what I mean?
You mean the Viagra on the pole match?
Yeah, Viagra on the pole.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Judy Bagwell was
Judy
better.
Bagwell on a forklift.
The Carson City silver dollar match, where you're holding coins up there to punch somebody with. Jude, what about you? What's your least favorite?
It would be, you know what? I wasn't, and I'm an Undertaker fan. I did not like the Buried Alive matches. I just didn't like
Stone
them.
Cold one was good.
It was okay. I hate the one where the Undertaker's hand came up, and it didn't come up anywhere near where the grave was dug, and his hand comes up from there. It was cheesy. I just didn't like it.
Tower of Terror, Sean says for him. I got to go with Joey. I hate Iron Man matches. It's always, it's going to go right to the end of the 60 minutes and it's going to be some last minute bullshit or something like that. You always know it's going to happen or it's going to be something crazy. I have ADHD, so it's very difficult for me to pay attention that long. So Iron Man match, I got to go with too. Tower of Terror is really fucking bad though, Sean, and the Buried Alive and all the ones you guys mentioned. Inferno. Oof.
My thing is with the Iron Man matches, it all depends on who's in it.
This Brett and Sean was such a letdown. They hyped it up for so long, and
Well, Sean went into that match hurt though.
Oh, he did.
With the back.
He went. Yeah, with his back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that might have been some of it because, even the training big nets beignets, they made Brett look terrible. Like he's running on ice, and Shawn Michaels is doing all this other stuff.
He's got Jose Lothario acting as Mickey from Rocky and shit. It's like, that doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah.
No, not even close.
Went into overtime too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
WCW used to do this shit with the championship committee where they'd have 3 or 4 people at the panel and stuff. It got really bad for them in the early 90s because they'd have guys like Jason Hervey from the Wonder Years on there and C-rated stars. It was just so lame the way that they did it.
They had a penthouse pet one time too, I remember.
There was always something, right? Match. Just cheesy shit,
Remember the fucking match between the Giant and Hulk Hogan with the monster trucks?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow,
that shit was horrible.
Yeah.
The Giant died, but came back at the end of the pay-per-view. He got pushed off a 150-foot building in a monster truck, but he miraculously returns in the main event and takes Hogan
What a
out.
cheesy ass match that was.
Any battle royal with less than 10 wrestlers. I agree. A lot of people don't like battle royals. I actually like battle royals. I prefer a Royal Rumble, but I like battle royals too.
I always like those 2-ring battle royals that
or the WCW World War III ones, right?
No,
Yeah,
the
those
ones
dope,
where
dude.
they would all start out in one ring and then you'd get thrown into the second ring, and then once you got thrown out of the second ring, then you were out. Those were the good ones. Those were pretty good.
Oh yeah, the Battle Bowl Lethal Lottery.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
There was one where Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey were the last two, and they're like, we're a tag team. We're not gonna fight each other. We're just gonna split the money.
Yeah. I always liked World War III. I thought it was unique. I mean, I know it was goofy as hell because you had a bunch of people that had no right being in there to get 60 people in, but I don't know. It was always fun to me.
It was
WCW
dope.
did some things right. What was everyone?
I liked it when I was a kid. The World War III, that shit was dope when I was a kid at WCW.
Yeah. You always wanted to see it, right? You're like, man, 3 rings, World War III? Sign me up.
What do you guys think about Ric Flair with his knee pads on his shin?
I get it, because it was supposed to be for when he would drop the knee right before the figure 4, but
I always thought that shit looked so goofy to me. Like, why the fuck does he do that?
Dude, what's going on with these pile drivers that Flair's taking with his hands on his feet?
Yeah. Why is he doing that?
It's the 80s, dude.
Look at the aerial cam here, guys, from above. Look at how dirty that carpet and that floor is. Terry Funk's got pieces of popcorn in his hair from laying on that thing.
It was like when you would watch ECW.
Yeah.
How dirty their floors were. Like you'd see, like Too Cold Scorpio getting up like mud all over him and dirt.
Right.
It was just like disgusting. Like, why would you even go?
Dude, walk in an ECW arena. Jude, you've been there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in there. I've been by there. I've never been in there, just from what everybody's told me. And you tell me if I'm wrong. The diseases that must be all over that building still to this day, and the stories that could be told would be amazing.
I told you the one time we were in there, we were still sticking to the floor, and the beer and everything that was spilt from the match from the week before was still on the floor. They never cleaned the floor. You'd walk across, it was like, oh, it was so bad.
Rand says
you weren't wearing flip flops, dude.
Rand says his least favorite one was the one where they're in the back of the truck match on the highway. Yeah, the one and only match they did with the guy that played Barry Darsow.
Yeah,
Barry Darsow versus Dustin Rhodes, and they both got fired after.
Remember the Junkyard match in WCW when they did it for the hardcore title?
I don't remember that one.
Oh yeah,
who was that?
Yeah.
Oh, who was that?
With the helicopter aerial view?
Finley, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to check that out one day.
No, you don't. You don't want to. You're not missing
I like
anything.
bad shit like that, though. It's fun to watch sometimes.
It was so cheesy.
It's kind of like watching an AEW Dynamite.
Right? Did you guys see Jelly Nutella get lit on fire?
Did he really?
Did you see the pictures of that?
Yeah, his back is really bad.
Oh, you got to send that to me later.
He fucking left
he got
his t-shirt
fried.
on. Like, he left his t-shirt on in that spot. What an idiot.
And it was covered in
melted to his
lighter
skin.
fluid.
Yeah, it was covered in lighter fluid.
Well, hopefully he's okay.
It didn't look okay.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I don't think I'd be lighting myself on fire for a couple $100 payday on the indie scene. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, it's fitting. It's fitting for that ass clown. So.
Jelly Nutella.
What was
Jelly,
it? Nick Foley
I
lit
remember he
Terry
banned
Funk
me
on
on
fire.
fucking Facebook.
The audience member on fire.
Did Foley light Terry Funk on fire, guys? I don't remember.
It was an ECW. What was it? I can't remember the
Oh
story.
yeah, he did, and then like
Caught
his
audience
shirt
member on
got
fire?
thrown into the crowd or something.
Yeah, it was a. What was it? Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, it was a crazy story though.
Wasn't Gary Hart a manager of Flair at one point in his early days? Does anybody remember?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. Yeah.
I swear he might have been a manager. Sean knows this era is so much better than we do, because he's a little bit older and this is where the time he grew up. Sean, did Gary Hart and Ric Flair ever have a history with Gary as his manager? I think he might have. Sean, you know this better than I do, so I'd love to hear you tell me the answer on this one if you know it. So I think that's why they had Gary in this, to kind of set it up, because he had some type of history with Flair of some sorts. I know he made his big fame out of World Class Championship Wrestling. That's where he kind of got started, and then he moved on here, if I remember correctly. Could be wrong, though. Pretty sure. Richie, did you see on the ring post there what the sponsor is? It's going to make you
What's
happy.
that?
Okay.
What's
Look on
that?
the ring post after and see if you can
I'm looking.
see. This is going to make you real happy. Look.
Oh, God. Coors
Coors
Light.
Light.
That's an old school fucking logo, too, dude.
Boy, yeah.
35 years ago, old.
What do you
I
guys
never
think they were
understood why
selling that?
WWE didn't do that sooner.
Well, what do you think they would have been selling ad space for, like doing that, to just put the on the ring, on the ring rope, right next to the ring ropes like that? It's kind of a bright idea. I wonder how much they would have got for that.
Quite a bit.
Where did they eventually find the cordless mic at?
I know.
Right?
The modern mysteries of the things that we didn't know, where they just kind of happened one day, and they probably were mesmerizing at that point.
Well, like at the beginning of the match, they had the microphone with the red cord on it, and now it's a wireless mic,
Right.
Sean, I have noticed that he is that for some reason Hart's talking to Soli. I do notice that. I don't know why though. So Sean had said that. Let's see. his connection to him was that Gary Hart was the booker for Flair and versus Kerry in World Class. Okay, great. That's the history. I knew there was something with them. He never managed Flair though. All right, thanks, Sean. Appreciate it, dude. We have the most knowledgeable listeners. If one of them doesn't know something on one thing, we can just ask anybody, and they're going to give us an answer. I don't even have to Wikipedia or Google it.
It's crazy.
Jim Ross's commentary, guys, is stellar at this point. Of course,
he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely,
hands down. Him and King, dude, back in the day were the best.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I just hated when he went off on his football tangents. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care who played where. I mean,
we just want to hear you call the match, JR.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, my favorite combination for me always is, I've always said, is Gorilla and Bobby. I just love them together. But I think
going to say that
the best overall announcer, in my opinion, is JR, hands down. Though. Like, I love that team more, but JR on his own, or just as greatest announcer to me, it's got to be Jim Ross. What do you guys think?
My thing is right now, Jim Ross right now, no, absolutely,
no, not now. I'm saying Jim in his prime.
Oh yeah, Jim in his prime. Yeah, I liked whenever it was Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, I agree.
Phenomenal.
Sure. I love that too.
Yeah.
Is JR your goat, Jude?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What about you? Joey? Who's your goat of announcers?
I'm gonna say it's probably JR, but with nostalgia wise, I'm gonna say Vince and Jesse. I mean,
Vince and Jesse. I love that combo. Good combo.
Who was the guy from ECW again? I forgot his name.
That's
Joey
Rewind's
Styles.
favorite, Joey Styles.
So Joey Styles. So Joey Styles, you got to give him credit though, because like a lot of times he was one man and he would have to do it separate from the event. He wasn't even at the event and he would have to commentate on it. That's hard to do. And the way he did it and sold that, that's an honorable mention right there. That guy didn't get enough credit.
And all by himself, which is hard.
He was always hampered by a second guy. I don't know. That's the feeling I got when he would have Don Callis or Joel Gertner with him. He didn't sound as good. I thought he was better by himself.
Yep. Rewind, is Joey your favorite?
No, JR and King. Then like JR and then Paul Heyman were good. And I'm a big fan of Tony Sabante too. Like a big fan of him.
Is JR the GOAT as a whole for all the announcers of all time for you?
Yeah, hands down.
Okay.
Richie?
What's that?
JR's your GOAT too?
JR's my GOAT. There's really no one you can compare to him on that. I like the Jesse Ventura mention. I'm pretty excited for the Saturday night main event that he's going to be doing. So let's see if he still has it when he comes back. Man, that'd be cool.
But who are they going to put him with, though?
There it is. He quit.
Yep.
He quit right in the middle of the ring.
Heck, bring in what's his name? The guy that impersonates him, the Baja guy.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse Ventura.
Will, whatever his name is.
Will Sasso.
Will Sasso, yeah.
The best impressionist of all time is Will Sasso to me.
Out here
Why
in the
don't you
Baja.
tell me? His Macho Man impression I saw recently from Van Vliet show was just fucking awesome. I died.
Oh, that was amazing. I love when he does Stone Cold.
He does everybody so good. His Jesse, I could watch him all day when he does Jesse. And he got to meet him recently, too. Van Vliet had Jesse on the show, and Karrion Kross was on it because he does his impression, and then they got Will Sasso on the phone, and he got to meet Jesse. So they shook hands in the ring. Flair, as a babyface, guys, here, doesn't do it for me. What about you guys?
As much as people said that this match was good, it wasn't.
Yeah, right.
It was decent though. I mean, it wasn't like.
I like how Jude's just honest. He's like, it wasn't.
It wasn't. My thing is this. There was, as far as wrestling, there wasn't any like really good wrestling in this.
Those were some of the worst pile drivers I've ever seen.
Yeah, the spot. There's no like, oh my god, spot, or like, hey, that's going to make him quit. And it to me, it's. Yeah, Flair put Funk into figure 4. You've seen it. You've seen guys quit with the figure 4.
Yep.
Plus, with Flair, Flair was like a John Moxley. In every match Flair ever had where it was like an important match, he's bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah,
There should
nothing.
have been blood in this one. Yeah.
Like, there was nothing special in this. Like, he beat him with a figure 4. I've seen it.
This
You
is
know,
the
and-
only real special moment. Sorry to interrupt you, Jude, as it's going on right now, because they brought out Sting to help him, who they had that big rivalry, with one another and stuff.
Mhm.
So they had brought Sting out to help him here. Now out comes Luger. I think this was the big moment.
Young Luger, which is
Oh my
really
God, he's
young.
young. Jude, you're honest though, man, and I watched this a few years ago, and it just seemed like it was better at the time. And I don't know, it just
Nah.
didn't wow me here. It wasn't bad, but it just didn't wow me.
It wasn't bad, but like I said, this is an I Quit match. And I've watched Flair win with the figure 4 how many times prior to this?
Yeah.
It just,
Well,
if with an
my
I
thing
Quit
is-
match,
You go online and you read some of the comments, and they made this like it was some legendary moment, and I'm sitting here going like, this is a fart in the wind, dude. Like,
right,
it wasn't that important.
this really didn't do anything for either one of them. Like, Terry Funk quit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
They're beating everybody down. Boy, Muda was in good shape here, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
It's weird to see a young Muda.
Dude, you see
Yeah.
his daughter?
I have not, no.
His daughter's wrestling now.
Wow.
Same face paint and everything
Great
like
Muda?
that. Like this. Yeah.
That's
No
cool.
shit.
Is she any good?
She actually is.
Wow.
She reminds me of Asuka.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to see that. I want to
Yeah.
see that.
I gotta look this up now too.
We're gonna
I
have to
love
check that
Muda.
out.
I'm a big
I love
fan of
Muda,
Great
too.
Muda.
One of the most underrated wrestlers of
Fuck
all
yeah,
time.
man. That guy, when he came over to WCW, always was tearing things up at this time.
He
And
should have been
wouldn't
a
be there for a
WCW
long
champion.
time.
Oh,
He really
yeah.
should have.
Yeah.
It was
Didn't
the
he-
language barrier.
Yeah.
What was the highest belt he got? Was it the U.S. Championship or something, or the TV title?
TV
the
title.
the TV and the tag team.
He
TV.
won the NWA belt in 90.
He did win the NWA belt. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Who did he take it from? Was it Steamboat?
He beat Chono for it. And then he
Chono?
lost it to Wyndham
Mm.
at Super Brawl.
And that's when
Okay.
Wyndham had the long run with it until, was it Luger?
No, Flair beat Wyndham
Flair.
for it.
Yeah.
Because that's when Wyndham hurt his knee. And then that's when in 94 they were teasing Hogan was going to come out with Parker for some reason. And then it ended up being Wyndham. So
Right.
there's a little bit of trivia for you. So,
He was always bouncing around because, of course, he lived in Japan and everything like that. But he was always bouncing around, and every time he came in, it
Dude,
was special.
Joey's gonna fucking kill it on trivia nights. I can tell.
And this is shit too. I mean, I could list the championships from this guy over and over and over again. So Jim Crockett, this is his championships in WCW, guys. He was the NWA Television Champion, the WCW World Tag Team Champion with Vampiro, and he won the Battle Bowl in '92. He was the IWGP Champion 4 times, Tag Team 6 times. I mean, I could go down the list of all the ones. That's his biggest one that he had, and he was also the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, just as Joey mentioned as well. So those are his big career accolades that he has. Pretty good ones, I would say, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Flair check on Sting with a hand grip. Jeremy, you missed it. You fell asleep, but it's okay, buddy. It's all good. We had fun tonight
You're a
talking about.
hard-working man, Jeremy. We understand.
We get it, dude. It's late. We were just saying it was a decent match, but it was a little bit of a letdown for us as we watched it again.
well, I mean,
Muda
they're,
did, though.
they're in Vince territory. You don't
Yeah.
give them the good stuff in Vince territory. You go back to Atlanta and give them the good stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, they set up a good angle at the end, at least, to kind of set some stuff up in the future for some long-term stuff. Because that was kind of the fun thing about the NWA was that the NWA was very, I think, in WCW in some ways was
What a
pretty good
shitty
about.
chair shot that was. I'm sorry.
I was
Well,
going
did you
to
see
say
the table?
Muda hit Flair with that chair like Hogan hit the Giant with the
It
chair.
was like a pillow fight.
Yeah.
Like,
Conk.
Wrestling with Horror. How are you again? Good evening, gentlemen. Wrestling with Horror. I checked your channel out after last week, and I have to say you are
I did
tremendous.
too. I did too.
Mhm.
I watched a few of your shows,
Yeah,
man,
we loved
already.
it.
You are really damn good,
Yeah.
my friend. Very, very impressed by your stuff. Really, really good stuff. I watched 3 of your shows, man. So I really enjoyed them. It gets me through my rides with good content, and thanks for coming out last week. It was great to see your content too. So check out Wrestling with Horror, guys. Great match, great storytelling. Yeah, they had great parts of it for sure, Sean. Just a little bit not as exciting as we thought it would be. Not bad, not awful in any way. You know, I don't want to speak for the group, but I think we all kind of came to that consensus. Pretty good. You know, nothing special. Okay. Wouldn't probably check it out much again. I'd rather see a Flair and Steamboat match
annually
again.
watching this match. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it was good. Jeremy said the same thing. It was a good checkout. Wrestling with Horses. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. We strive to put out a quality product, and glad you do. Yeah, you put out a quality product, man. You guys got to check out Wrestling with Horror. And if you're a horror fan, he's got some cool stuff on there. Breaks down things in depth. Really interesting, professional quality for sure. If you want a pro looking show, go check out Wrestling with Horror. I got to put good shows for people over. So 110%. I definitely subscribed and liked, my friend. Let's close the show out as we do every week. If you guys want to keep sticking on for a little bit, you're more than welcome to. Joey, since you're a first-time person, we always do a session called Overtime, where you guys can talk about whatever's on your mind for the next 15, 20 minutes or so before we wrap up the show. So let me throw it out there. What is on your mind tonight? In the crowd, in the stream here, anybody on camera? Let me shoot to Jude first. Jude, what's on your mind, man?
So I kind of mentioned to you guys in chat with AEW and after Wrestle Dream, like where they could go from there to kind of save it. So I have an idea. They finished it off with two of the AEW originals with Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy. I would build the storyline.
Check out Rewind's channel, Wrestling with Horror.
Wrestling with Horrors.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good. So I would build the storyline around Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin at first.
Picky Yoshi.
And then going from there, bring in Britt Baker, who is another AEW original. And then I would have the debut of Shane McMahon come out with Jon Moxley to say, look, here, we're here to take it over. They put the title in the bag. If I was them, and I don't think they could do this because Vince owns the rights to it. Well, WWE owns the rights to it. I'd come out with the Wing Eagle title, but an AEW version. Just to kind of tie in that whole Shane's there with them. Okay. Tony Khan gets desperate. He goes to the EVPs. So now you have the Young Bucks, Orange Cassidy, Britt Baker, and Darby Allin to go against this new group with Jon Moxley. And I think what you do then is you take Orange Cassidy out. Take Orange Cassidy completely out of this. Bring in Kenny Omega. If he's healthy.
Bring back the cleaner?
Yep. Bring in Kenny Omega. Have some good feuds with the Young Bucks against Claudio and Pac or Claudio and Yuta. You can have Darby Allin going against Yuta. Have Kenny Omega against Mox. Okay? They keep saying that they want to build the company around Darby Allin. They want Darby Allin to be the future of the company. You have Kenny Omega beat Jon Moxley for the title. And then you have Darby Allin attack Kenny Omega. Make Darby Allin a heel. That will get him over with the crowd because he just took out Kenny Omega. Then have Darby Allin with Shane McMahon.
So he's the sellout.
And he's the sellout. He's the guy that's the sellout, not Jon Moxley. Darby Allin is the sellout. Then have Darby Allin beat Kenny Omega. Have Darby Allin beat Kenny Omega. Now Darby Allin is now your champion, and he's hated because he turned his back on AEW, and he's a heel. And he's with Shane McMahon.
Do you think he's a big enough star, though, Darby Allin, guys? Do you think Darby Allin has the star appeal to be a leading character to leading the show?
Yeah, I do.
I think he does with the right person with him.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying put him with Shane McMahon. That's why they put it with Sting.
They put
it with Sting.
His vignettes that they do are amazing to me. That's my favorite part about AEW is Darby Allin's vignettes.
Okay.
Yeah. The storytelling that they do with Darby Allin, or what they could do with Darby Allin, you can make Darby Allin another Crow Sting.
Yeah, you could.
I think make him a heel.
adaptation of that.
Yep. But if you would do that, and I'm not saying making this like a 2-month-long storytelling, I'm talking
They don't have the mindset for that. Yeah.
Right.
No.
But I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking if you would do this over like 5-6 months,
You're
lead it
thinking
up
logically.
I'm thinking logically. You're right. Yeah, I shouldn't do that with AEW. Sorry, guys. But I think that if you would run this story the whole way to All In next year, and then have the turn at All In, and then you could feed it into All Out.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you got to have him face you to Wheeler, though.
Yeah. Well, you could do that throughout the story. Throughout the story, doing it like that, it would work. Yeah, he does have the attention span of a gnat. Here's the thing: yeah. I'm saying all this stuff. This will never happen. It'll never happen. If it does,
it'll never happen.
I said it first.
Yep.
So Tony Khan.
You never know. You never know who.
I want that Monet money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Monet money.
Or just a little small portion of it. We'll take that Monet money.
Did you guys see that Jim Ross is taking a lot of heat talking shit about her?
No, I didn't. What did he say?
He was saying that she hasn't connected with the crowd yet, and he doesn't understand why she got so much money. And
he's not lying.
He's right.
He's not lying.
Right. She has done nothing to move the needle for them. Absolutely nothing.
Tony Khan is the gnat. Sean says Shane shows up to close out AEW, then splits into territories. I mean, he's been talking recently about saying that he's going to run Collision as one brand and then Dynamite as the other type of thing. So
it'll never work.
That could be a possibility. You know what the funniest thing they could do for me in this, Jude, when you're mentioning it? No, I know. This is the funniest one. I want to see Tony Khan turn heel and pull that fucking swerve on him that he aligned with all these guys and they're going to tear everybody up then. Like, they hate him as it is, so at least embrace the hate that you're getting.
Do the ultimate switch and have Shane McMahon come in as trying to save AEW and Tony Khan trying to kill it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not far off from Tony Khan trying to kill it right now. He just has enough money to keep it afloat. But if you did a swerve like that, that would be awesome.
Ricochet's going to be languishing in the mid-card by January, if not sooner, because Tony will lose interest, yeah. I like your idea with turning Darby Allin. I don't know if his turn could get over unless he really puts that Hogan-esque effort into it, to do a heel turn. Because the realistic nature of Darby Allin to me, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I'm not a fan of him. I don't see him as a main event player to me, not yet. I see his appeal to people, and I dig it too. I like him, but he's an ultimate babyface type character. He's that underdog that I kind of see that you want to root for in a way, and the guy that never goes away and keeps fighting. I like that side of him. I don't know if he could embrace being a heel. Rewind, you watch it a little bit. You think?
I was going to ask him. Yeah.
You think Darby could be a good heel? What do you think?
I can't stand the dude. He's like the Spike Dudley of 2024, dude. People love him.
I thought you would have loved him, because of him being a skateboarder. That's crazy,
I can't, dude. He annoys me a lot. Like his. It just annoys me, dude. Nothing he does makes sense to me. Like coffin drop onto a coffin that's closed, just stupid, dude. Like I can't stand the dude. But yeah, I'm sure he can get over. People love him, so I just can't stand the dude.
Like I said, he's a modern day Mick Foley.
No, he's a modern day Spike Dudley, dude. Like Mick Foley. Mick Foley.
Sean had said it too. Sean had said the same thing. He's Mick Foley 2.0. What about you, Joe? Are you a Darby Allin fan at all?
I was. I mean, just I think CM Punk pretty much killed any heat that he had, but that was like 3 years ago. I don't think he's ever gotten it back. He took a back seat to Sting pretty much. I mean that's just the way I felt about it the whole time. I mean, we saw the Great Muta on there. I think he and Wheeler Yuta could have a feud. I mean, Tony Khan would be dumb enough to put Wheeler Yuta in paint and call him the Great Yuta. So,
that's a good one.
It's a good nickname. I like that.
So, but yeah, I mean, I liked him, but he's just he's been so devalued in the past 3 years, and ever since he and CM Punk had their match like 3 years ago and taking the back seat to Sting, he's just been so devalued. So, I mean, I don't think there's any way anyone can come back from anyone in AEW has been devalued can come back from, how devalued they've been. So
WWE.
Look at MJF.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, because I mean MJF. Yeah, I mean I don't get this whole thing. I mean back in last December, I mean he was the face and Adam Cole was the heel, and then Adam Cole gets hurt. You know, and now Adam Cole's the face and MJF's the heel. I mean, I don't get it. So
let's get to a couple of comments here. Camille's way better talent overall. If you put her side by side with Monet, and they're paying Botch Vets Banks $4 to $5 million a year. I mean, I heard she makes more than that wrestling with horror. I've heard people say that she might even be making upwards of $10 million a year, which is insane. Just going to throw that out there. I hope if she's making that money, she's saving it. But maybe that might be way too high. But yeah, that's a lot of money. It's a good old thing. Papa Shot Khan.
I've heard 8 to 10 million.
He'll do anything to get people, so he'll do anything to get them. The new Inner Circle returns. Tony Khan, if anyone's going to kill AEW, it's going to be me and these guys. Yeah, good point on that, Rand. Very good point on that. SD Jones, Barry Horowitz, Coco Beware, Junkyard Dog, Greg Valentine, Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia, TNT title. Have Garcia win the title and have Jack Perry turn on the Elite, team up with Shane and win the world title. That would be great.
I love the people that are out there saying about WWE had a great miss by not signing Daniel Garcia.
Really?
Yeah. Like there's people out there going, man, WWE dropped the ball on getting Daniel Garcia. They're going to pay for that decision. I'm like, it's Daniel fucking Garcia.
Right. No
it's
shit.
not like MJF was on the brink of coming to. It's Daniel Garcia.
They're acting like it's Rey Mysterio.
Man, right. That's gonna cost him. He puts asses into seats.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's your favorite Daniel Garcia match?
Oh wait,
there you go.
You're gonna be waiting until next Tuesday.
Yeah. All right, question of the night. I'm gonna give everybody this one, and I'll go around again. Questions for everyone. Name your top 5 wrestlers to not be a WWF champion. We did this topic a few like 6 to 8 months ago, maybe something like that. But let's do it again. Let's go. Let me do this, Jeremy. Each person pick your number 1 top wrestler, favorite wrestler to not be a WWE or WWF world champion. So what's your number 1 that you have? I'm gonna go with Richie first. Richie, number 1 favorite wrestler to not hold it. Scott Hall. Okay. You didn't even have to fucking blink on that one. You're like, Scott Hall.
Scott Hall. Should have been it. Should have been it multiple times.
I don't think I'm going to have to blink on this one either. Rewind. Who was your top talent to not be a WWF or WWE champion?
The GOAT. They dropped the ball on Taz. Hands down. Completely dropped the ball on it.
Dude, that's so awesome.
Joey, what about you, buddy? Number 1 to not make it.
Well, I mean, he carried 1 belt. He carried the IC title pretty good. So I'm going to say the Honky Tonk Man.
Ooh, could Honky have been a world champion, you think? I think so.
I thought you were going Roddy Piper route. I was like, oh, yeah, Piper for sure.
All right. What about you, Jude?
Jake Roberts.
Oh, good
wow.
pick.
That's a good one.
Got good picks.
Mr.
I'm going to go with my favorite heel of all time, the one and only, the Ravishing Rick Rude. He would have been a great world champion. My number 1 person, I think. Scott Hall's close behind him to me, but Mr. Perfect's in the list too. Of course, many more we could go down the list on, but man, I loved Ravishing Rick Rude. He was my favorite as a kid, as a heel. He's the best. My top 5, Jeremy says, to not win it. Owen Hart, great choice. Scott Hall, great choice. Jake the Snake, great choice. $1 Million Man, great choice. And Ron Simmons. Ron never got the steam in WWE. You know, I know he had the acolytes and stuff, but as a singles competitor, they never really booked him that good.
$1 Million Man kind of had the title when Andre won it and gave it to him, so he kind of had a run with it.
Did Jack Tunney register it in the official WWF books?
No, he did not.
Poor guy. Daniel Garcia is a jobber. Period. That kid couldn't lace my boots. Shane Douglas for Rand. Okay. Roddy Piper for Brandon. Sean's going with Ricky the Dragon. Yeah, great choice on Ricky the Dragon. Shit, yeah, man. All right, guys, one more. You guys in the stream, anybody blurted out first? What's on your mind as our last discussion for the night? Anybody?
Give us a punishment bowl, dude.
Yeah, let's do it to Jude. Jude, tell us a good story here.
Okay. Okay. So a few years ago, I dated a sex worker. We'll leave it at that. When she was early in her tenure, she had a client who liked to play a certain game. He would blindfold her and he'd put stuff inside of her.
Oh boy, she'd have to guess what it is or what?
Yeah, that's how the game went. So there'd be fun stuff, and then when we started dating, we did our own version of it. But it would start with like fun stuff, like a toy car, desert.
It sounds like a bad episode of Jackass, dude.
Desert eagle, a penis, his penis. She got that one right the first time. She said.
Did you say a desert eagle?
Yeah.
You put a gun in her?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
You put a condom over it. But this guy was really close with his grandma, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Like, really close with his grandma. And his grandma passed away a few years.
Lord.
Oh, I don't like where this is going. Oh man. Oh shit.
Is he related to the one-armed robbery?
I don't think so. And he put the urn in her, and she couldn't guess it for the life of her. Yeah.
Damn.
And yeah.
Damn,
Oh,
Rewind.
would laugh at that
Just when you think it's not going to get any worse with
A
Rewind,
toy car
he's
and a
like,
Desert Eagle.
he's like, hold my Desert Eagle. Okay,
Yeah.
put it in your prison
between
wallet.
your legs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put it in your prison wallet. Yeah.
They need to make a Netflix movie about you, Rewind.
No,
Dude, your life would be a gem.
Mr. McWind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they make this documentary right after they release it. Within a few hours of people seeing us on Netflix, Rewind's going to be getting flocked everywhere in Portland. He already does anyways, but he's going to be walking down the downtown Portland area, wherever the area they lives near, and he's just going to be beating the chicks off with a stick when they see that about him. Like,
Right.
come on, show me your punishment bowl, Mr. Rewind, sir.
When we get together next year for SummerSlam, we need to have a meet and greet with Rewind.
Rewind. Pictures, everything.
We're selling
Circle,
tickets.
we're
for
making
this.
him a household name.
We're selling tickets for this. Jude, you had a story you wanted to tell us too. Close us out with your story.
Yeah, so I think
Rewind. You thought he wasn't like you. He's going to tell you how he's like you.
I think we're very similar.
We're close, buddy. We're close. Just mine's gray.
And
Okay.
you thought he didn't like you.
Rewind the movie. We'll all need therapy. Sean said.
Not this, buddy. It's never going to be this. Okay.
Oh, how about that?
Never. We're not going to go tip the tip on this one, buddy.
Just
He's
one.
like, I just
Try
want to do it gentle.
Yeah, gentle. Yeah. You go first, Richie. Let me know how it is. Okay.
All three of you guys,
No.
just line them up.
No.
Building a TP over here.
Oh,
anyway.
Jesus Christ.
This is your good story.
It was my 30th, 31st birthday. My now
boy.
wife, we were going to go out drinking, so I decided I was going to get shit-faced drunk, and I did. I got pretty shit-faced drunk, so we ended up at Hooters. My one friend Mandy got me a blow-up Jenna Jameson doll.
Nice.
So I blew it up in Hooters. There was a family there with some kids that, wasn't really happy about me sitting there with my blow up doll. So I decided I was gonna leave Hooters, but then I proceeded to go to the front window of Hooters and pretend like I was humping my Jenna Jameson blow up doll.
And your wife still married you after this?
Oh my
Oh,
God,
shit.
yeah, she loves the shit out of me. I make things interesting, I'll tell you that right now. But there was a cop that came through the parking lot and basically told me I needed to get out of there. So we did. We went to a local bar. It was a big biker bar called the Hilltop. So we went there, and Joe, who owns the place, decided I was going to drink for free that night, and I was already 3 sheets to the fucking wind. So drank more there, got more drunk. Had a bunch of my friends there. So at the end of the night, I decided that I was going to take my blow-up doll into the middle of the main road that ran right in front of the bar, and I was going to dance the night away with my blow-up doll.
Sounds like a good idea.
Until an 18-wheeler came.
You killed her? The poor doll?
Oh no! I actually think I still have it. I think it's in my storage facility, my storage building. I think I actually still have it.
Jude,
But,
if you still have it and can find it, bring it on the
You
show.
gotta sign it.
I will. I will.
Yeah.
I think it's in one of my storage buildings. But no,
Rewind, if you still have that Desert Eagle, you got to bring it on too.
It wasn't mine. It was her clients. I do have a Mossberg though. That went in there.
But no, an 18-wheeler came, and my friend Alyssa had to basically drag me out from the middle of the road before I got hit by said 18-wheeler. So yeah, that was a good birthday. And then yeah, I'll save the other one when we have more time for the whole beer bottle one that I told you about.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was bad.
The good part is there's always next week, so we can hear it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
right.
it was that's a bad story, man. That's yeah.
The more we learn about each other, the more fun it is to hear all the wild sides of everybody and the different parts of their life where they do stupid shit or just random shit. It's the fun of it. You guys are all awesome, man. We really appreciate everybody sticking with us all night. I know we go long on Tuesdays. Joey, great to meet you, man. I hope you come back out again.
Been on, brother.
You got some great points and stuff. Come back anytime, buddy. Please. Every Tuesday we're here. So about 9:45 Central or Eastern time. You know, I think it's 8:45. Then be your time. So we're always here right around that time. Follow the page. You'll always get notifications. Great to meet you, though, Joey.
Yeah.
Jude, Rewind. Always great to see you guys. Everybody.
Absolutely, guys.
Great to be here.
All you guys. Brandon, thanks for coming out. So many people. Jeremy, of course. Everybody. You guys are awesome. Rand, I'm going to close the green room down for the back guys. So we'll see you on the next show. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
See you next week, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Well, shoot, man. That was a hell of a lot of fun as always.
Yeah, you know, I mean, even though the match sucked, you know, we always make do with what we got, and you know, the round table and talking about Rewind's dating life and learning a little bit about Jude. It was a fun time, man. I enjoyed the show tonight.
Yeah, it was great, man. Great to meet Joey. Great to see everybody out. Sean's always keeping it going with some great knowledge out there. Jeremy, it's okay, I fell asleep. Brandon, nice to see you out tonight. It was great to see Derek again. Rand, always great to see you guys. Everybody else that has checked this out, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. And once again, we're here every Tuesday about 9:45 Eastern time, about 9:45 to 10 o'clock Eastern time. And we do this every single week live. We have a lot of fun. So come on out and join us as always. That's the best part. Thank you so much for subbing, Brandon. Greatly appreciate that, my friend. Please feel free to share it out to your friends and come back each week, man. We have a great time. And if you ever want to hop on the camera with us and tell some of your cool stories from your time, please feel free. Right at the end of the show, we always turn it over to the audience and everybody to come on and have a great time. Jeremy, don't even worry, buddy. It's all good, man. We'll be back next week for it. So you don't have to worry, man. I know everybody gets tired. We go on late. So really cool, guys. Thanks so much, everybody. Richie, closing thoughts, then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for showing up, man. It's been a rough week for me, so this show definitely helped me pull me out of my funk a little bit, as always, and I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you down the road.
No doubt about it. Well, we'll see you guys next week. If we get time, sometimes we pop out an impromptu stream. I'm pretty much jammed up most of the weekend, but sometimes we can squeeze in one, so pay attention to the page, and we'll go from there. Yes, sir, Jude. Next week's topic. Just going to hit on that right here. So next week is your Ultimate Fantasy Survivor Series booking. Who would be your top 5 on a team, and who would they be taking on? So what are you booking for your Fantasy Survivor Series? That's our topic next week. Who's on your team? We want to hear that next week. We'll let you come on and tell us all about it as well, or put it into the chat. So that will be our topic for next week. Fantasy booking some Survivor Series. All right, guys, for Richie, I'm John. We're out of here. We'll see you on the next episode of Wrestling with Reality. You have a great night, and we'll see you guys real quick right back here anytime. So have fun. Be good, everybody. Have a great rest of your night, great rest of your week. We'll see you real soon.